The Two Count, where comedy meets wrestling. Please comment, share, and like, and if you're watching the live stream, join us with your comments and questions. And now here are the hosts of The Two Count, comedian John Russell, and wrestling broadcaster Big Ace.
Hey everybody, good evening to you. Crack Babies, hello. Bigger and hello. Happy to have you with us. So, Crack Baby, what? Rowdy, how you doing, buddy? Good to see you. Thank you for tuning in. I know Corey got in a fight. He didn't die, did he? I didn't think so.
Wait, he got in a fight?
Yeah.
Like an actual fight?
Yeah.
What? What happened?
I don't know. I mean, I haven't talked with him since I saw the pictures and stuff. So, I don't know. So somebody took out the Steel Toe evening show. Oh, he just wasn't on today. Oh. Well, maybe. I don't know. I don't
so
think
what they got in a fist fight with like another group?
I don't know what. I don't know he showed some pictures. It looked like he was all, I don't know, his knees were scarred up, and so yeah. Yeah. Okay. I don't know what's going on. He head butted and gave hand and four. Oh, okay. All right.
Huh.
Well, I'll have to talk to him about it. I'm sure it's okay. I want to say first of all, thanks to all of you guys for tuning in tonight. We have a busy week this week, Ace and I. We got a show tonight. We got, I don't know what we're doing tomorrow. Okay, you talked about it on Monday. All right, cool. But we've got the first Russian show at the Temple of Aaron in St. Paul on Thursday evening. And that's the one where if you guys want to go meet Big Papa Pump, he's going to start his meet and greet at 5 o'clock in the afternoon. You don't have to buy a ticket to the show because I think it's sold out anyway. But if you want to go meet Big Papa Pump, get your picture taken with him, 5 o'clock at the Temple of Aaron in St. Paul. Which is interesting. Well, I know, but it's interesting because it's the Temple of Aaron, right? Steel toe all the way, baby. It's almost like Aaron figured it out. And then on Saturday, we'll be going down to Des Moines, Iowa, to the big IPW show that's coming on. But we'll be... he was just on Steel Toe. He's going to go for now. Okay. But we will be down there. We'll be recording the show. And I'll be running the video tech. And your announcers will be our own Big Ace. And our guest this evening from Shotgun Wrestling Radio, Zach Takes. And there he is. Hello, Zach. Good evening to you, sir. Happy to have you right here with us.
Yeah, I'm excited to be on. I'm going to correct you, though. It's pronounced Takes, not Takes.
Oh, Takes. I'm sorry.
On that.
I'm glad you did. I spelled it right.
Yep. No, you're good. You're good.
Takes.
Yep, that's what it gets people thrown off for years. It's been it's been an everlasting thing that I always have to correct people on.
Well, all right. I'm stand corrected, and I'm happy to have you with us, even though I pronounced your name wrong, but I won't do it again.
Who is the WCW master?
Yeah, guys.
So anyway.
Which game behind me?
JR screen has the old school WCW wrestling.
Oh, you can't. Yeah.
Is that Nintendo? Yeah, if you're not watching on the Twitch stream, you wouldn't see it. Yeah, I like Michael P.S. Hayes on there, the WCW master.
There he is.
Yeah, I didn't know who you're...
There's Sting! It's Sting! But yeah.
Swear to God, the next show I go to AEW, and if they do that shit, I'm throwing my hot dog at Tony Schiavone.
I was going to say...
I'm doing it.
I hope you'll be close enough to throw your hot dog at Tony Schiavone. Otherwise, it'll be a waste of meat.
Well, it may happen. We'll see at All Out. Could happen there. You never know. We're planning to go.
I know, but I mean...
All Out's in...
Gets good
All
enough
Out's in
seats.
Chicago this year, ain't it?
Chicago, September 4th, I believe, right?
Yeah, like the 4th. It's that Sunday of Labor Day weekend, and then someone else is running a show Thursday, and then GCW is running Friday, Saturday in Chicago. So we're gonna go. Our plan is catching the Saturday second night GCW show, and then catching All Out. That's the plan. So
that's a good plan. That's a good plan.
We'll pull it off.
We will.
When do tickets go on sale for that?
No clue. That's why I say it's the plan, because I haven't seen any dates. So my luck, it's going to be like, oh, they went on sale. Shit. Okay, let's buy them quick, guys. I mean, obviously we'll know about All Out when that one's going to happen, because we'll see it on TV. But the GCW might be a little harder to find because it's going to be online. And I don't know, guys. I am not a big social media guy. One time I really do that stuff is like during a wrestling show and a Twitter. You know what I mean?
I'll try to keep you posted.
We'll get it all right. It's no big deal.
Yeah, it'll be good.
Once
we get the tickets, then we'll actually book a hotel. I don't want to book a hotel and then not end up getting tickets. But that's a plan. Yeah, that's a nice little weekend we got planned there, JR. If we pull it off, so it's gonna be fun.
I think we'll stay at the Holiday Inn in Schaumburg.
You being serious? Because like we can.
It's pretty handy. Because I think that's where the Allstate is. It's in Schaumburg, or back in those western suburbs. They're a little bit, isn't it?
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I did a show at that Holiday Inn. It's a nice place. It's got a bar. It's actually a fun place.
Bar.
Well, you gotta have well, you don't have to. It's nice if you do.
I wonder if they'll let me drink by then. I think I can drink now.
If they'll let you do what?
If I'll be able to drink.
Oh, that's right.
Right now. Yeah, I'm not allowed to drink right now.
Well, maybe you'll be able to do something else, because Illinois is a legal state.
Wait, Ace, does that mean Hall of Fame weekend?
Yeah, actually, I never thought about that.
Does that mean Hall of Fame weekend you're not going to be able to there, Big Ace?
There's actually a chance I might not be able to drink at all while we're down there, yeah.
Unbelievable.
We'll see.
Unbelievable. Well,
well, then you can just take care of me. It's all good.
For the record, though, like, just so people aren't like, oh my God, he must drink a lot now. He has an issue or whatever. He can't JR knows for sure I'm not a drinker at all. Like, very few times a year do I even drink. And some of you were lucky enough to catch me get a little buzz for one of the few times in the last year when we did a WrestleMania stream. Because I definitely caught a buzz that night. That was a bit much.
Oh, yeah.
I'm very much used to it.
Absolutely. Okay, so Big Earn, it's no problem. We've been trying to have a different guest on every time, and you got in a little bit late. So Zach Takis, get it? Yes. He is the one of the founders and hosts of Shotgun Wrestling Radio, and at the IPW show that's going to go on this weekend. And actually the last show that they did. Big Ace and Zach are the broadcast team for IPW at this point. At least now, and we're ironing it out. It's actually, there's if you want to look up IPW, and you have to look it up by location, because there's more than one IPW, surprisingly. But you can find them, and you can hear some of the work that Zach and Ace did, because there's Billy J. Hello, sir. But there's a lot of videos from that show, and it was a big 20th anniversary
Hello, Billy
show.
J.
And so you can find those on IPW's Facebook page. And it should be pretty easy to find. But like I said, there are more than one IPW. It's the one based out of Iowa. And surprisingly, it's not Iowa Professional Wrestling, it's Impact Professional Wrestling. But
there's one in Florida that keeps stealing different IPW logos from different IPW companies, including the one in Iowa.
Very nice. I mean, God knows I mean, that's the problem. That's the problem with independent wrestling, isn't it? I mean, the reality is that, unfortunately,
Pretty much.
none of these federations, these indie federations, make enough money that if somebody rips something off from them, that they can go and sue them or get a cease and desist. I mean, they can. I mean, it's like it costs more to have a lawyer write up a cease and desist and send it to them than it's even worth. So this is one of the problems. It's unfortunate. I can't remember who I was talking to. Maybe it was you this afternoon, Ace. Just how really similar it is for independent wrestlers to be like what a comic is, unless a comic's got a big manager. It's and what'll happen is sometimes you'll get promised an amount of money, and that's not how it turns out. So most of the times it does, but anyway, that's the reality. Stuff gets stolen, ripped off. Just like there's going to be some son of a bitch that tries to steal the oldest guy on Twitch from me, but I've already got it all nailed down. You've heard my jingle, haven't you, Zach?
Well, the funny thing is, yeah. The funny thing is, you can tell this promotion in Florida, all they've simply done is basically Google search the name IPW, and once people from our IPW organization was calling them out for stealing the logo, they tried to use another one from, I think, like New Zealand. And you could tell all they were doing was a simple Google search for IPW. I'm like, you could pay a graphic designer $30 to have your own IPW logo made up. Like,
yeah, it's not hard. Billy J, I'm telling you, man, this is the kind of jingle that gets people to come and stay. I won't play it now because now you've irritated me. I'm not going to give you what you want now. You want that jingle. Let's be honest, it's a kick-ass jingle. Big Aaron asked me to play it, and Big Aaron, thank you. You know what? Here we go.
Have you heard of John Russell, the oldest guy on Twitch? He's a little grumpy and he begs for subs and bits. He's live from someone's basement where he goes on pissy rants. He could die while on the air, sitting in his underpants. Follow and sub to WrestleMania. John Russell loves you.
Oh, that's beauty. That's a beauty right there, gang. Oh, yes. And thank you for asking for it, Big Earn. And there it is. Oh, Rowdy, thank you very much. We appreciate it. Two more, you guys. Two more, and we get a woo. Did you look? I put in a new sound effect. I put in a woohoo train. Because you know why? Because the Strowman Express is no longer in service. So I could steal that from him. See, that's like I said. I can steal. Anyway, so we got. We do have a busy weekend or a week coming up, as I said, and I don't know if any of you that are watching are going to have an opportunity to go to the first wrestling show up in St. Paul, Temple of Aaron. As I mentioned before. No, Billy, no. We're looking forward to that, and there's actually quite a few name talent that are going to be up at that first wrestling show. I know Colt Cabana's scheduled to appear, which is cool. Interesting thing about that, Marty DeRosa. I don't know if you guys know Marty. Do you know Marty?
I do.
Ace? Yeah. I don't know if you do or not, Zach. Marty's a comedian out of Chicago, which is of course where Colt Cabana's from, and I had the opportunity to work with Marty. I don't know, a few years ago, and at the time, he had a wrestling podcast that he did with I believe his wife now, or they just got engaged, wrestling with some their depression or something. I don't know, but they are. Marty DeRosa is awesome, and he was also in the talking about having Colt train him, and they did, and then I think they finally did have a match, which I thought was pretty cool. Thank you, Beaker. Anyway, it'll be neat to see him up there. Who else is on that card? I mean, I think. My mind is blanking because I don't have it in front of me, and I try to remember.
Well, Eric Cannon,
Of course,
Heather
Eric.
Monroe, was it Allison Kay? I can't remember.
Yeah, Allison Kay is the former NWA Women's World Champion. She was scheduled to appear when we went to the Bauhaus show back 2 years ago in the summer. And was not able to, so I'm assuming this is her return, her rescheduling of that. But she was the NWA champion until I believe Thunder Rosa beat her, and then they had their program with Serena. Anyway, Allison Kay, very talented, so she'll be there. Who else? One of the top flight guys, I believe, is going to be there.
And our friend Petey Brown.
Oh, Downtown Petey Brown. That's right. So Petey was not on the card, and he's been doing his own stuff too with MAW.
There's a couple that he's worked. He's doing a lot of
I mean,
he's getting out there right now. Actually,
Petey is a hustler, and I think it's fantastic because he just seems like a heck of a nice guy. But he is out there trying to make stuff happen, and so that's very, very exciting. So we'll be there on Thursday night, which is a kind of a different night because I don't know. Thursday seems weird. It seems like it would be in Owatonna on Thursday, and then in Minneapolis or St. Paul on Friday, because that's you work at the small place, and then you go to the big city where you can get the big bucks. But anyway, so we'll be doing that, and then on Saturday we'll come down to Des Moines, where we'll meet up with Zach, and you guys go ahead and talk because you know a lot more about the IPW stuff than I do. I mean, I had so much fun at that last show, but a lot of my time was spent getting to know who all of these guys were and where they fit on the food chain, etc., and all that kind of stuff, and trying to figure out thank you, Billy, and trying to figure out what the storylines and stuff were.
Yeah, so coming off of the last show, we do have a couple matches that they kind of set up with their show on the 8th. We have the title match where Ugly won the Gauntlet for the Gold, which guaranteed him a title shot, and they're doing the title match at the show this coming weekend against the Big Picture, who's held the title for, I believe, over 800 days. So it's been a long title for him. We also have the IPW tag team titles up grabs as Justin Decent and Ethan Everhart, the Matty Star and Sparrow. We have Vic Payne and Mason Reaper against Jackson King, who was on your show a couple weeks ago with his dad, and Bryce Jordan. Cole Cannon versus Jimmy Wild. Cody Lee versus Brandon the Shake Eubanks. The Death Dealer versus Max Chill. Gable Galileo versus Clay Cooper. So yeah, it should be another great night because that Des Moines crowd's always rocking. And as you saw on May 8th, it's going to be something. And I got a kick out of it when you on your show a couple weeks ago when you guys kind of Jack's dad for buying all the front row tickets, and I'm pretty sure he's probably done it again for this show too.
I'll tell you, it's to me that's just such a great story, and I still to this day, even though it's only been a month, a little under a month, it's like it just floored me because I've known this guy for a while, and it's like Is that him? Still makes me crazy. But yeah, it'll be exciting, and a lot of those guys now that I've got to see once, I'm excited to see again. I'm excited to see that. I thought they did a great job of increasing the tension between Jackson King and Mason Reaper. That was one of my favorite parts of the Gauntlet match. Was that interplay. I also be honest with you, I mean, the Death Dealer did great in the Gauntlet match, and I'm excited to see him have a match that can spotlight him on his own. And of course that tag championship match, I'm excited for that because obviously Mandy Starr's been on here with us. So even though he's sometimes a questionable performer in terms of his, what shall I say, ethics, still a friend of the show, and it'll be interesting because I don't know. I mean, I don't know. It seems like Justin Deaton and Ethan Everhart, and you can tell me, Zach, because I don't know. Did they just sort of get thrown together, or have they been tag teaming together a bit?
Well, they started tag teaming on the Facebook as that IPW started doing last year. I feel like they've been together since maybe September or October was one of their first times teaming. I know they haven't been together for too terribly long, and honestly, when they put them together, I wasn't sure how well they would work. So to actually see them come this far and actually kind of show that they actually do have a good chemistry together kind of took me by surprise, and I was really shocked to see them actually come away with the goal. That
yeah, it's interesting to me because I don't know how long some people have held the belt, etc., that type of stuff. But as you mentioned, big picture, obviously he's held the belt for a long time. And I don't know, it'll be interesting to see a veteran like Ugly, take him on. And because if I recall, Ugly hasn't other than the Gauntlet really hasn't been in the ring too terrible much.
Yeah, it's been 3 years.
So that's not very much.
No, he's
It's
I
actually
basically
had
been about
called
3 years that he's been out.
Yeah, I actually on Shotgun with Zach this last week for the preview show. I'm picking big picture. I think the time away is going to hurt Ugly.
Makes sense to me. I mean, from my standpoint, not knowing the history, I would always probably gear towards the defending champion. So I would agree with you. I would probably go big picture as well.
Well, and it's crazy, Ace, to think about this. Think about this, Ace. The last Hall of Fame show that we were at, Big Picture was in the main event as champ. Mm-hmm. And here he is almost 2 years later, still with that title.
Yeah, so
that's just crazy.
That's a long time.
You could say that COVID for a while, but still, it's like that's.
Yeah, and IPW is really good about doing the streams.
Yeah,
so stuff was still
I agree with you though. I had. Yeah. Yep. Yeah, and it's I had the Big Picture on the pod earlier this week, and you want to talk about a man that kind of oozed confidence too. Like I'm just after talking to him even more, I'm just like, yeah, I don't see him losing that any time before the Hall of Fame show. I just really don't see. No offense to Ugly. Ugly is one of my favorite people in this entire world, and probably gave us one of the best interviews we've ever had on Shotgun leading up to a Hall of Fame show. But I just don't see anybody dethroning the Big Picture right now.
Yeah, plus it'd be cool to kind of see him take it to the Hall of Fame. I'd be okay with him dropping it at the Hall of Fame. Like, he's had it for so long. But, you never know. Like, Ugly is a true vet, though. and he has a lot of history with IPW. So I could be wrong, but I'm going with big picture. You know, another match I'm excited to see that night, though, is like you guys said, the Victor Payne, Mason Reaper, Jackson King, and Bryce Jordan. Obviously, this is a tag match, but this feels more like it's really just a one-on-one match because all eyes really are like on what you said, JR, Mason Reaper and Jackson King, because there's a lot of stuff going on there. We're not sure what, but there's a lot of stuff going on there. And for some reason, Mason Reaper has it out for Jackson King. We don't know why. But I feel like we're going to see a lot out of these two in this match.
Yeah, I was really surprised that they didn't make that a one-on-one match for this show. I thought for sure when we went to the next show, we'd get those two in a one-on-one. So I'm really curious to see how that tag match plays out.
Yeah, I'm excited. We'll see if Jackson's dad gets involved.
He tried. He tried in the gauntlet match, didn't he?
He damn near was in it. Yeah, he was pretty close. Definitely. Yeah, that's funny. It's gonna be a good night. Like, it's gonna be a good crowd. It's gonna be a lot of fun. I'm excited to see. And like me and Zach talked on your show, you know, there are some shows in between here, some fair shows, but you know, this is kind of like a big lead-in show. This is one of their bigger shows that'll lead into their biggest show of the year, which is the Hall of Fame weekend in July. So, you know, we may see some stuff that happens Saturday night that's going to have implications on the biggest night of the year, and that is the Hall of Fame show in Waterloo.
Yeah, absolutely. And I don't know if you caught it. They uploaded a match earlier this week on Facebook where AJ Smooth competed in like a 14-match gauntlet to try and qualify for the Hall of Fame Classic. And he went over an hour, and it was It was funny because he called her party. I'm like, only AJ would have that be his bachelor party.
Yes. That's
Oh,
awesome.
man.
Oh, no.
I can still hear him, but it looks like a snowflake.
That's all right. As long
It'll
as
come
we can
back.
Still hear him.
It'll come back.
But yeah, it's gonna be a good night, and I believe tickets are still for sale. You can get them at the door too. That's at the Forte Center in Des Moines, Iowa.
Yeah, all these tickets, all front row tickets are sold out. I know they had some second and third row still available, and then obviously general admission. But I'm pretty sure Jackson's dad bought all the front row tickets.
He may.
I would not doubt that. I would not doubt that in the least. But I think I was going to say, I think for those of you who may be thinking about, I wonder what it'd be like to go down to that show at that Forte Center. It's kind of an interesting room because the ceiling is a little bit lower than you would expect. Didn't seem to hinder anybody, and the audience. There's all the way ringed around, obviously the ring, but then it's extended out. A lot of the general admission is over to one side, but the reality is there's not a bad seat in that place. You can see everything that happens, and it's just true. It's a fun and exciting place to watch wrestling.
Yeah, to be honest, it's like it is a cool little setup of a ballroom, and then they got the nice glassed patio like front end, and you can like kind of see in when you drive by. It's a cool setup, and then hey buddy, and then you know, it's an interesting venue that we're going to on Thursday as well, being the Temple of Aaron, a synagogue. You weren't at the show last month in there,
correct?
So this will be your first time, JR, going in there, and it's another one where you walk in, you're like, all right, this is interesting room. I've never been in something quite like this, but it works, and they made it work really well. And I feel like we bought our tickets pretty early, so we might even be up by the ring this time, and it'll be a fun show, man. I mean, Colt Cabana. So have you seen Colt live yet, JR?
I am not.
Okay, so you've not seen him before. He's done Waterloo a few times.
Boom, boom.
Yeah,
boom.
so that'll be good. You'll enjoy that.
Oh, and depending on where you guys are sitting, he might depending on where you guys are sitting, he might sit on you during the middle of a match too.
Oh yeah, did he did that to you or Zach?
Colt. No, he did that to Greg during one of their
Yeah.
during one of his matches. I don't remember if it was a regular match during the show or the tournament, but yeah, there is. I think it's on our YouTube page, but there is a video of Cole taking like a 2-minute break, just sitting on Greg's lap. It was one of the funniest fucking things.
Yeah, dude, he's fun. He has fun with the crowd. I saw him do a match with, golly, what is this guy's name? Oh shit! Now I had it for a minute, and I just as soon as I was like, "Oh, I'm going to talk about it," I forgot already. Yeah, I already forgot, but it was it's I can't remember the guy's name, but it was in CZW back during WrestleMania 29 weekend, and man, that was fun. Like the dude brought his like mom out, and like the whole thing was like Colt was like trying to make out with the old lady mom, and like it was just a funny match, man. It was good stuff.
Nice.
I enjoy watching him. That'll be a lot of fun. It'll be cool to see our boy Petey Brown up there. We can finally make good on his T-shirt that I've been holding on to for, well, since he was on the show last summer. And then, yeah, I'm excited to see Heather Monroe. That's someone who's making a lot of noise right now in the indie world and moving up, you know, in some pretty big stuff. I don't remember. You guys remember how many dark matches she had?
I'm trying to actually book her right now for an interview because I don't, but like I said, I'm trying to book her right now for an interview for Shotgun because she's going to be in. So I'm trying to hopefully get her confirmed here soon.
Nice. Yeah, that'll be a good one. But yeah, it's going to be, it's going to be 2 good nights. I mean, there's a lot of other great wrestling going on. I don't know if you saw that one show that's going on in, is it right across the border from I am just forgetting everything. Stillwater.
Oh,
is that Stillwater, Minnesota? Yeah. So I think it's in Stillwater. Is that where Lift Bridge is?
Yep.
Okay, so it's Stillwater. That Stillwater show that 93X is doing with, I think it's MAW. They just announced now they're bringing Kelly to it.
Oh wow.
Yeah. Unfortunately, I will be gone that weekend, so I couldn't go. So bummer.
When
I
is
saw
it?
that.
When is it?
It's August 13th, 12th, or something like that. It'd be a cool show though, because I think it's at the Lift Bridge like area. Like there must be like out on their like thing, their patio or something, which would be really cool. And Stillwater's a cool place to go.
It is.
So like that would have been a lot of fun.
Well,
because I think that's the one that Henry's going to as well.
Oh, no kidding.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, which that's going to be interesting too, Zach. Seeing Mark Henry at the Hall of Fame, but now he is AEW Mark Henry.
And that's really going to help Jerry take part in the Briscoe evaluation. Because who better, because he's also considered a coach for AEW. So who better to get evaluated by, Jerry and Mark Henry. Mark can go back to his bosses and say, hey, let's bring this person in for Dark. So if there's any independent wrestlers out there looking for some type of tryout, the Jerry Briscoe evaluation is, kind of, it's not been confirmed yet that's going to be Jerry, but I would say the likelihood of him being there Friday with Jerry is fairly likely. I would think so. Anyway.
Yeah, and who else will probably? I'm sure like JJ Dillon will probably sit in on that. Slaughter might sit in on that as well. Like a lot of those guys, those are the ones that usually sit in on that evaluation part. And that also, do they sell tickets to that now, or is that still just in an all access pass exclusive deal?
I'm not 100% sure. I know they used to sell tickets for that, but either way, it is part of your all access pass, which is, in my opinion, the way to go. All access pass is $130, and it gets you into everything from Thursday to Saturday, which includes the Hall of Fame ceremony itself.
Yeah, I mean that all access pass is a deal. If anyone's going and you haven't gotten your tickets, like just get the pass, make a weekend out of it. It'll be nice. It'll be nice having an actual like restaurant across the street now too, and not just Subway. That I'm also excited for, and a new hotel.
Lee.
Oh man, and it's so funny because people who haven't gone to this
A
yet,
new
when they're like,
hotel with a working air conditioning and a working pool.
yeah, like most people are like, why do you guys talk about the hotel all the time? And if you've never been there and you go this year for your first time, so like UJR, you're gonna get to see like this in a whole new light because you won't have to now be there when it's like 110 degrees in the hallways. The restaurant and bar down there is like jam packed. There's no AC, just fans placed around it. Like just awful, dude.
We'll have to show him some pictures.
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
I'll never forget. I want to say it was the last one. The last one that we went to. I'm walking back to my room at one point. I was obviously staying on the same floor as Bob Backlund because the hotel door was open, and he's in there working out like a freaking madman at his age. And I just kind of stopped for a minute. I'm like, hey, there's Bob Backlund doing like an army workout in his room.
Dude, that guy's crazy.
Then later on in the day, dude, he's at the museum doing the stairs in like the wrestling room. Like, what?
Yeah, dude, he was crazy. That I did the sound for him and Iron Sheik's podcast with Keller that year, and I don't know if you remember it, but like he totally just cut a promo because he was like, because they were late. Wade Keller, Bruce Mitchell at the time were still doing stuff together for the Torch, and they were late. Like they showed up when the podcast was supposed to be starting.
Yeah.
So then we had to wait for them to like get settled in. So it was like 20 minutes behind. And like Bob was like not having it, man. He did not want to be there. He was already going long, and then they're going like an hour and a half. So he finally like found a spot where they asked him something. He took their question, turned it into like a 15-minute promo, and bolted out the goddamn door as part of his promo, but then just left. He didn't come back, and they went like another 20 minutes with Sheik. And everybody was just like, did he just leave? Is he not coming back? Oh, it was the funniest thing. And he just had grabbed his bags and shit and just for like 10, 15 minutes cutting his promo on just this one question and just left. It was the best. And he was so nice, too. Like beforehand, he was like, hey, how's it going? Shook my hand.
Yeah, yep.
It was great, dude. Oh, it was so funny. And Sheiky was just kind of like in his own
that was
world.
a good time.
Yeah. That whole weekend, Sheiky, if you just talk to him, it was always just Dan Gable country. We in the Dan Gable country. Dan Gable, the USA #1. Like, all right, buddy, get it.
Hulk Hogan jabroni.
Yeah, dude. That was a good weekend. I mean, it'll be. It's you always wonder if things will change, and especially when you have to, this pandemic where it caused so many things to get canceled, and you're seeing things come back, and it's like. Still gonna be the same though, like this is a weekend that it's like I really hope it doesn't change because it's a great weekend. So and from the sounds of it, things are only getting better because I think they did the actual like venue, the arena where they do the wrestling, like that got like a facelift, I guess.
Yes. Yep.
So
like that whole like 5 Sullivan Brothers convention got a revamp,
which is great too because that place was like super hot. Like the walkway to go from the hotel, because there's like a skywalk to get to the hotel to the conference center. So it's the really great thing is literally the hotel door, you walk out and you just walk across the street and then you're in where the wrestling shows are. Like you don't get in your car at all the whole weekend except for like going to like the one after party that's like what, like a half mile away.
Nope, not at all.
You know what I mean? Like you're not gonna like walk that one because
and even then you walk.
Then you go through a couple. Waterloo's weird where like one block's really nice and cool, and then you go one block over and it's like, whoa, where is this? And then you go another block over, it's like, oh, okay, it's okay. And then you go another block over and it's like, we shouldn't be here. It's so interesting, Waterloo as just a town that when it's like a half mile away, it's like no one's walking. We're gonna take the shuttles because you're gonna walk through some areas that you don't want to walk through some. But other than that, you don't get in a car. Like everything's just walking distance, like 3-block radius. Even the museum and the Hall of Fame. So it's fun. It's a really cool, unique thing. And we went fancy rooms this year, JR.
Nice, I guess.
Fancy room.
Fancy.
Hell yeah. We'll make a little makeshift studio in there. And, also, like, it has, like, the beds are in a separate room, and then there's a couch out there with a pull out. So, like, if someone doesn't want to be in the bedroom, they can sleep out there by themselves.
Nice.
Yeah, it'll be great. It'll be all kinds of nice stuff. So, I'm very. What is this restaurant they're opening up by there? Oh, Billy J staying at the Casino Hotel. I mean,
oh, nice.
So was it last year, Zach, that if they would have had it, we wouldn't have been able to stay at that hotel, right? Because it was still under.
Right, because they were like a month away. Yeah, they were like a month away from being open last year. So
Yeah, so last year, if it would have happened, I was looking at maybe staying at the casino that weekend just because I was like, well, I've never been there. Might as well. Gonna have to stay somewhere. But then you guys were staying somewhere else that was really close by, so then we were gonna do that.
I was gonna stay at one. Yeah, because we were. I don't remember which one it was, but again, it wasn't very far. But I'm happy to get back to what it's now the Best Western. That's not the Ramada. It's now a Best Western. So it'd be nice to just be in that same general location, like you said. Park your car Thursday when you get there, and you don't see it again until Saturday night or Sunday.
Yeah, dude, and not this year, but I think next year when it happens, like. There's gonna be like a new theme park open, so like you can really make a weekend out of this. There's already like a big water park, I guess. You said it's like a really good one, Zach.
Yes, yeah. The water park there, dude, is incredible. Like I would even if you wanted to, I would totally go up there with you Thursday when that water park opens, weather permitting, and just spend the half the day at the water park and just getting fucked up at the water park.
Nice.
Because the water park itself is phenomenal.
Yeah, everybody keeps saying it.
And then, they're adding a theme park onto it now, too.
Yeah, so it's a cool little spot.
So it's called, if you want to look it up, it's called Lost Island Water Park, if you want to look it up.
Is it by the casino?
I'm not sure. Billy might know better than me, because he's from the area.
Let me know, Billy. So yeah, it's gonna be a really good time. So yeah, get your passes and all that good stuff right by the casino. Hit a water slide and then 20 on black.
So do they run the water right through from the Cedar River? Because that's a dirty ass river.
Yeah. But yeah, it'll be a lot of fun. Yeah, man, it's gonna be a busy weekend and it's a busy month, dude. Like that's all gonna be here before you know it. You know what I mean?
It is.
We should try to get you to do
I
some
know,
comedy.
it's crazy. Yeah, because
I here's the thing. I mean, I've done stuff down in there's never been anything that's really been consistent in the Waterloo Cedar Falls area. For comedy, which is really, if I'm honest, kind of surprising. There was a place over in Cedar Falls called Joker's it wasn't on campus, but it was in downtown Cedar Falls, and if they use river water, that's the best. But it was a tough place. I worked there 3 times, and it was very difficult because it's a nightclub, all right? And it's cool, and you go in and you ride an elevator up to where the club is. And they got other stuff. I think there's a restaurant downstairs or whatever. But the problem was that it cost I think it was it $10 or $8? I think it was $8 to come in for the comedy show, which started at 7. And then they would typically have a DJ that started playing at 9. And it costs $10 to see the DJ. So at the end of the show, you would have a buttload of people that wanted to save $2
Oh, yeah.
that would come in And it would just, I mean, literally, they didn't give a shit about the comedy show. They were saving their $2. So, but that's what they did there. And you know, I mean, it is what it is. You go and you work where you get booked. I know there've been a couple other places, but nothing, as I said, nothing that's been, Joker's nightclub. Absolutely. It's pretty, yeah, dude, it's pretty cool. Jeff Johnson from USA Entertainment was the one that was booking it. Jeff also booked Mick at, he booked him there. I think, I don't know if he booked him at Penguins or not. I think he may have. And my friend, and then we talk about having him come on with us all the time. Tim Sullivan, who's from Cedar Rapids, Zach, who's really, really funny, but he opened a lot for Foley, because I believe, Jeff was also booking him at the casino up in Dubuque, at the Diamond Joe and the Diamond Joe in Worth, Iowa. But anyway, I digress. If I can find a place, hell yeah, I'd do something. But I don't want to. I mean, it's not like there's not something going on that people would be more apt to say, "Oh, I want to go watch that."
Oh, you'd be surprised. The strip clubs there are horrible.
Well, no, but I'm not talking about that.
There's plenty of people that would go watch some comedy.
Well, maybe I should just talk to the. Maybe I should just talk to the
We just might have to have
hotel.
him do it.
Yeah.
We'll talk to the hotel and see if they've got some place that's open.
I was just about to say we should have him do it at the hotel bar.
Well, yeah, but the thing is, though, that's the thing with the new hotel is the bar is gone. That's the continental breakfast area now.
I think they have a bar though.
I don't know. When I looked at
I thought they had a bar area too though.
When the pictures I looked at, their breakfast area is definitely where the bar was.
No strip comedy, Billy. We want people to stay.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
Yeah.
I'm just being honest.
You'd be laughing at the joke, but then you'd also be like, "Well, why are they naked?"
Everybody's leaving, but it's really funny. But we got to get the fuck out of here.
Right.
So I'm looking at the pictures of the hotel, and that area looks really damn nice.
Dude, that place, the pool
Not used
area
to seeing
wasn't
a
that
working
bad.
pool at this hotel.
So the very first time I ever interviewed Wes Briscoe, we did it in the hot tub.
It was
at that
just
hotel.
broken for all those years. Remember that?
Yep. Did it from the hot tub.
It's funny. I did the show at Bits and Bits and Bits. You're right, Billy. I did a show in Williamsburg, Iowa, down there on I-80, and it used to be a Holiday Inn, and now I think it's a Ramada Inn, and the fella that bought it, he bought it not long ago, and so they're trying to do different stuff in there. They got some bands in there, and they do some comedy in there, but the fella that bought it got it for next to nothing. Because the guy that owned it didn't want to take care of the pool. And it's the whole thing is they got a water park. So this guy came in to start fixing things. And he said, "So do you want to fix it or what?" He said, "Just fix it so it can be usable." And it's you don't want to repair it properly. You just want to sort of put a Band-Aid on the So he says, "Well, if you don't want to make money at it, why don't you just sell it?" He says, "Ha ha ha." And he laughed and he says, "I'll make you an offer." He says, all right. And so he said he went through and made what he thought was a reasonable offer. And he says, "Well, I'll have to have my wife check it." Because, his wife was... and his wife, apparently, upon seeing the offer, packed her shit and left for California.
Huh.
And said, "You are accepting that offer." Because she don't want to have anything to do with it anymore. And I would assume... depending on where you're from, probably the last place you want to spend your golden years is at a water park by the interstate, and there's nothing else close.
Yeah.
Nothing against Williamsburg. I had a great time there. It was fun to do the show. They've got an awesome room there, but As they say, it's a nice place to visit, but you wouldn't want to live there.
Oh wow. We were talking before we went on here, but JR, you've always been the NWA guy on this show.
Yeah,
And they got a lot of stuff going on right now.
I know, and I haven't been paying any attention.
Yeah. So they announced that they're going to St. Louis, Missouri, to do some pay-per-views. August 28th, they're doing an all-women's pay-per-view.
Yeah.
Mickie James as the executive producer. So does this mean she will not wrestle? What do you guys think? She's got to wrestle. If it's an all-women's pay-per-view, like, she's obviously going to book herself, right?
Well, look, here's the thing. They had Melina before everything melted down. They had Melina wrestling for him. And I mean, obviously, Mickie James is still fairly active. And plus her husband's a big shot, I guess, I'm told. I don't know. I would assume she's involved, but I don't think she's going to win. You know what I mean? Like, if depending on what they have going on. But I would assume she's going to wrestle. Don't you think? I mean, she's a draw.
I would hope. It would be weird if she goes there and doesn't do it. You know what I mean? Zach, what do you think?
Oops, we lost your audio, Zach.
Oh, yeah, we did. Oh, no.
You may need to hop off and hop back on again, which is no big deal. We'll just plug you back in.
I wonder if he can hear us.
Yeah, we'll do that for the time being, and then I'll...
Should I answer this? Should we answer the telemarketer call on my phone right now?
Oh, if you want to. Hold it up there so we can hear it, though.
Oops. Sorry, I hit the wrong thing.
Did you hang up on him?
Oh, he hopped on. Okay, he heard you. Yeah. Can you call him back? That'd be hilarious.
Why would they call you?
Me?
Who's calling you?
Can you
Who's
call
calling you? All right, hold on here. And there he is. I believe.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yep, we got you now. Yeah, it happens sometimes with these systems where it'll just, for some reason, it doesn't want to take audio anymore. But that's fine. You're back. You're golden. And
was that Eric Bischoff? I'm back.
Anyway, what was your thoughts about Mickie James, Zach?
In my opinion, you don't if you don't plan to hassle some type of match. I mean, even if not to help put over like a Thunder Rosa or somebody, like you just don't. I mean, it's cool to have her executive produce, like that's awesome. But at the same time, she's still a name that you can't ignore and not bring in.
Yeah, I agree. I wonder who they would have her. I wonder who they would have her matched up with, though. That's the thing that's curious to me, because you put her up with Camille.
No, I think she'd be a good starting match for Kylie Ray, who just signed with NWA.
Do you really?
I think so.
Do you think?
Yeah.
Do you think? I mean, she would, but
because Kylie can do a match with a heel or a babyface, and it'll still be good. You know what I mean?
That's true.
And Mickie can then kind of also maybe, because she's going to be if she's there and she's going to kind of take that backseat role in this, and is going to be putting more young talent over, she's going to probably end up having a little bit of at least a heel streak, just a little bit. She may not be full on, but she'll have maybe an attitude about some shit. And I think it would be a cool little thing, because why not? I'm really, like, we talked about this like a week or two ago, Jar, where I'm like, unfortunately NWA just didn't grab me. Maybe it was because, and a lot of it had probably to do with the pandemic, because it stopped it when maybe I would have became more interested, but it just didn't, I didn't gravitate towards it too much. I would watch some highlights or read some stuff on Twitter. But I've always been a big Kylie Ray fan.
Yep.
And I'm surprised she's getting back in because I thought she was like retiring. I thought all that stuff. Whatever it is, don't worry, don't care. Cool, she's back. And they signed her, so now I'm interested. Now I'm like, okay, well, I'm gonna check it out because of her at least. And maybe I'll get more into this stuff. I am interested to see this women's pay-per-view though, because it'll be interesting just to see what they do.
Well, I'm trying to think of who they have on their roster at the moment. And the big ones are obviously Thunder Rosa, Camille, Serena Deeb, and now Mickey James, Kylie Ray, as you mentioned. And I'm trying to think because they did have some lower level girls.
I'm gonna say, did I see Velvet Sky was there?
Might be. As I said, I haven't had a chance to really pay attention to it. And it's just one of those things, I mean, it's I liked it so much in its original incarnation when they were doing Power. Simply because as an old guy, it was so reminiscent of those studio shows back from the Territory days. It was exactly the way I remembered Central States Wrestling from Kansas City, because that's what I watched when I was growing up out of, in Des Moines. They ran it on WHO, and but it was produced out of Kansas City. Exactly the same. And I have to assume that a lot of the other territories ran that same kind of way. With, you had, I mean, it was so reminiscent to me and so fun. Where the guy would like the old WCW when NWA was down there before Bischoff took over, when they would wrestle and then come over to the podium and talk to whoever was there. I mean, to me,
super nostalgic for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. But I can't tell you how much I loved it.
Oh yeah, it's cool. It's cool. It's like I said, I just don't think it was on long enough for me to grab me yet. I think it would have eventually, but it just wasn't on long enough. Right.
And then here's what happened to him.
I also, real quick, do think though I would become more interested if Nick Aldis eventually drops. Nothing against him, but how long has he held that title now for?
Years.
Seems like it's been like 5 years. Like
last time he did not hold the title was when Cody held it,
and that was All In. So yeah, like 3-4 years now. So yeah, man. That he needs to drop it. He needs to drop it, and then I'm probably gonna get more interested. And again, nothing against the guy; he's great. It's just like, again, like you said, it's been years now that it's like, come on.
The big problem.
You mean to tell me Magnus was really that good?
Here's the thing. I think the big problem with NWA right now is this: they got clipped, right, and then they got all of this talent that got sniped from them. Because there's a ton of people that were pulled off of there. Eddie Kingston was wrestling for NWA. Ricky Starks was, obviously Thunder Rosa. Those are just the three that I could think of.
Who do you think took the bigger hit? ROH when all AEW happened, or NWA from AEW? Well,
so NWA was doing fine. Here's the thing. NWA was doing fine. It wasn't AEW that sniped the talent from NWA. What happened was those people at NWA got totally screwed because they were not in a position where they could continue to make programming during the pandemic. So I'm going to say ROH, because had there not been a pandemic, NWA would still be going full bore with what they were doing.
Yeah.
And I think it speaks volumes to the fact that Billy Corgan said, "Yeah, you guys can go out and work. I don't want to hold you from working." I mean, to me, that's a guy that's got the best interests of everybody at heart, and I and that's another reason that I like him. But The problem that NWA had was their attempt to continue to provide programming during the pandemic. They had a bunch of garbage on. You know, they had hour-long shows with Aldous and Eli Drake and all these other people that were just like, they were not good. You know what I mean?
Eli Drake, he's now in NXT, right?
Yeah,
He's
LA Knight. Whatever. But yeah, he's on NXT. He's another one that got pulled off. I mean, there may be another couple and that I can't think of right off the top of my head that went to NXT as well, or Impact even. I don't know who all and where all everybody went.
Yeah, definitely a lot of activity going on with all these other companies. Though there's a lot of talent getting signed off the indie scene right now. It seems like.
Well, and then you have all the people that were released from WWE.
Yeah, August and September is going to be great because we're going to see a lot of non-competes end, and we're going to see a lot of people going places.
I wonder what they're going to call the Iconics.
I don't know if they'll have a team name. They might just be going as, what is it, Jesse McKay and Cassie Lee? Something. I don't remember. Sorry. Yeah, James Jeffries needs to get signed. You are right on that, Billy J. Yeah, I don't know. Let me ask you, Zach, because I know like you've been watching some of this stuff. So let me see, like, what do you think of what they got? Like, again, it just seems like a lot of big names. You brought one up earlier, Lady Frost making a lot of waves on the indie scene. It appears that she's now doing Impact and maybe NWA.
Hey, Jesse.
I'm sad that I'm probably not going to get to see her live because she's going to end up getting signed somewhere before I'm going to get the chance. I'm like, God damn. I knew that would happen too. I'm like, God damn it. Like, she's going to get signed by AEW or somebody, and I'm not going to get a chance to see her live until they decide to tour again. It's like, damn it.
Yeah, she's fun too, man. JR, we saw Lady Frost. I don't know if you remember. We saw her at the Bauhaus first wrestling show. I would have to probably show you a picture. I don't think I could describe because I don't think I think it was maybe a triple threat match. So there was two other girls in the ring with her.
Okay.
So, but like dope wrestler. Like her and her husband are like actually a tag team, and I can't remember his name off the top of my head right now. Gentleman something. They're what Prim and Proper is the tag name. The little tag name. But man, she's phenomenal. Really good. She had a match on Dark too once. I don't know if anybody remembers that.
I don't remember it.
Yeah. And I think she's also been in a squash match on Raw before too, I think.
Oh, really? Nice. It's funny looking back in some of those people who you didn't realize had squash matches. Like the Britt Baker one. Like, I didn't even remember that happened till JR when you were telling me about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That she was even there.
And the nerve of them to pull that the day she wins the freaking AEW title. Like, wow.
Who says there's no war?
Right. It's comical. It really is. Yeah, that was funny. But the thing is, though, it's like anyone who's like a real wrestling fan, though, even with that, even if they're a WWE fan, still going to be like, yeah, but it's Nia. Like,
yeah.
Obviously, if you were pushing both of them and going, you put Britt over. She's overall better. You know what I mean? Like that's the go-to. You can't.
Right.
You're not gonna.
And she doesn't hurt. And she doesn't hurt people.
Right. Plus, what's gonna happen with Nia now that we're seeing? Because like she's not involved in this Alexa Bliss, Shayna Baszler stuff, right? Which I didn't see last night because I was recording a podcast with some other friends, so Stationary Astronauts, check them out. So I didn't see Raw last night. I heard people were not happy with the segment of Shayna Baszler and Alexa Bliss because I guess they like really made Baszler look foolish with this with the Lily doll because she was
Yep.
super scared of it. Did you see it, JR?
I did not see it. I saw stills of it. I heard it described. It hurts me in my heart for a number of reasons. Because number one, I like Bliss. Number two, I like Shayna Baszler. And number three, I like the Fiend, who apparently is gone now. Who he's has nothing to do with Alexa turning into this being that she is, but he's now gone.
I do feel he'll be back soon though, because again, Rowdy just said it in there. SummerSlam in Las Vegas, which I didn't realize wasn't officially announced till like the other day. I guess I didn't realize Asuka accidentally like leaked it, and that's when everybody ran with it. Like, it's gonna be there. But yeah, man, they're gonna pull out all the stops. So like that's why we may see Brock Lesnar come back, because he's gonna be at SummerSlam. Fiend will be back because he's got it. They're gonna have him at SummerSlam.
Well, you're gonna see for SummerSlam, the only main event that makes is Brock versus Bobby. Nothing makes sense at Allegiant Stadium besides Brock versus Bobby. You've already done freaking Drew versus Bobby 5,000 times, and you're doing it again at Hell in a Cell. Well, this time Drew can't challenge Bobby again for the title, so I'm curious to see how that's going to play out, because you're not going to pull the belt off of Bobby at this point, I don't think. But I let's just put it this way: I'd be stunned if they pulled the title off of him before SummerSlam. I wouldn't be surprised if at Money in the Bank or the night after Money in the Bank we get a Becky Lynch return, because based on the photo that Seth posted like last week with all the Black and Brave kids and her, she looks like she's in phenomenal shape. So I wouldn't be shocked to see her come back right now either.
Yeah, I can't wait.
Yeah, it's like you said. I wouldn't. Hopefully, the is back and does the thing, because that would be awesome.
Could you imagine?
But yeah, I think a lot of these people that I think they're really saving these returns.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
Because like, dude, what? 70,
I think they're
000?
really saving these returns for the live. That's why I keep telling people. I'm like, they are right now. WWE is on cruise control until July.
Yeah,
they're just,
for sure.
they don't care about the ratings right now. They're just cruising. Like, they do not give a damn right. And it's obvious. Like, I don't watch Raw. I don't watch SmackDown. I can't do the Dome anymore. I just can't.
Balls.
But I am happy to hear the new Raw commentators be working out. So hopefully he sticks around and we can hear him come July, because that's the next time I plan to watch Raw or SmackDown.
Yeah, and I'm bummed too. I didn't realize NXT in Your House is this weekend, like Rowdy just said. Yeah, could you imagine that though? Because that's like a 70,000 seat stadium, and all of a sudden, just out of nowhere, just and like Becky comes, like people. Because if they sell it out like they're hoping, like, dude, people will lose their minds, and it will kind of put WWE back on the spot. If you have a Becky Lynch return, a Brock Lesnar return, a Fiend return, Cardi B's hosting the biggest party of the summer, maybe.
Well, there it is.
Yeah, I mean, that's just it. Fucking might as well bring Bad Bunny back. You know what I mean? Like, shit.
I know the other thing. The other thing that's interesting too is they're doing it on Saturday night this year, and it's apparently the same night as the Manny Pacquiao fight or whatever. I guess he's fighting just down the street, so I think their hope is to have the pay-per-view the air by the time those two even hit the ring. Which I'm like, that's smart on your plan if you have 70,000 people, and I'm sure some of those people will probably jet over to catch that fight.
Yeah. Yeah, that makes sense too. By the way, I just want to mention, I don't know if you've done this or not yet, Zach. When I was down in Davenport a couple of weekends ago, 2-3 weekends ago, whenever it was, we had some of Seth's family's pizza. That was catered in for our comedy dinner. And let me just say, I have more respect now for Seth, because his family makes pretty good pizza.
I didn't realize they have a pizza place. So.
Yes. Low. I'd have to look it up.
Yeah, I didn't
but
realize
it's-
that. I know he has the coffee shop.
Yep. It's now that I'm
Yeah,
now
I know
that
he has the coffee shop there, kind of right next to Black Brave.
now that you got me going, I gotta look it up.
That's kind of cool to see, though. Like, he is very proud to be from Iowa and all that. It's cool to see him like represent his area. Tommy.
Is that Tommy Chillstrom?
Yeah, he's yelling at you. He's not happy.
What?
He says you suck. No, he doesn't.
No, I don't think he does. I'm looking at something else.
He's telling
Tommy,
you the name of it.
I will, but did you? I don't know if you noticed, Tommy. I got Patrick Strait wrote an article up about our show, and Lopez.
Now I want pizza.
Lopez. It's probably Lopez, but it's actually his last name is actually Lopez, but it's Lopez. Lopez. How's that? Suck it, all of you. Suck it.
It will be very because like
Lopez and Tom, it's good, by the way.
nice.
Hey, Rudy.
What up, Rudy? I am interested to see how that all works out because boxing generally would be like, if it's any, I haven't seen a boxing pay-per-view in a long time. Oh, thank you. But I assume it's similar to MMA where like they don't start the show till 9 or 10 o'clock and the main event's on at like midnight. So, I mean, if they do that, they'll be good because WWE has done an impressive job of cutting down the pay-per-view times as of late.
Yeah.
I enjoy by like 8:39 knowing like, oh, it's done? All right, beautiful. And I don't mind a 6 o'clock start time for them either. I like it.
Yeah.
So,
Oh, I love it. I actually get annoyed by AEW now for starting their freaking show at 7 and going now to like 11 or 11:30. I'm like, guys, can you cut this out and be done by 10 at least? I don't give a damn if the next day's a holiday. By the time your main event rolls around, I'm exhausted.
Yeah. Hey, thanks, Balls, for gifting those subs. That's awesome. We appreciate it very, very much. It helps us keep growing, or at least keep trying to grow. By the way, for those of you who just came in, I want to introduce you and let you know who we're talking with this evening. Zach Takis is a wrestling broadcaster, co-founder of Shotgun Wrestling Radio. It's a great podcast. Ace has been on with him. He's doing a great series, The Road to the Hall of Fame, which will happen down in Waterloo, Iowa, on July 13th through the 15th. And he will also be down at the IPW show with Ace and myself as we record that show. Yeah. And Tommy, you're right. Anyway, so that's Zach. And
I did want to break in here for. I was going to break in here and tell you guys. Apparently, Bill Rush has confirmed his retirement from wrestling after his recent injury. So this is a new development, I guess. So yeah, he'll fulfill his final new obligations after healing from his injury, and apparently said that AEW wanted to sign him after his Double or Nothing appearance, but he was officially signed to AEW, and I guess is now announcing his retirement per his Instagram.
I see that right now. I mean, here's the thing. Would he have really made his way to Double or Nothing to do that if he didn't think that was turning into like a contract? So now all of a sudden he's retiring. You said because of an injury? I'm going to pull this Instagram post up. So
I don't know what recent injury he sustained, but...
Bruised ego. Bruised ego.
Oh, here we go. So here, I'll read it. I will read it. I have written and erased this post so many times purely out of not being... God damn it.
Oh, the old guy gets his glasses on. Yeah.
I honestly can't read that without this. This is so depressing. Okay, so I've written and erased this post so many times purely out of not being able to wrap my head around this. The moment I went home in a sling, I kept saying to myself, this was like any other time I got a little bruise or strain, and I will shrug it off and continue on my new journey. Once the pain subsided and I started to feel just how uncomfortable it was to feel my arm hanging from my body, I sunk in to an immediate and rapidly growing depression because I knew something was wrong. Jeez, how much did he write? Like, just say you're done. Got the news that I've been taking some time off due to this injury, me thinking it would only affect my wrestling obligations. I still tried to go on about my days as I knew them. I realized just how much this would affect my everyday life. For everyone or anyone who knows me, you know that I work endlessly for me and my family. It became more and more frustrating every day, finding little things that I could no longer do, like simply putting on a shirt, much harder than actually not being able to pick up the front for itself.
Thanks, Randy.
Now here comes the part that keeps me up every single night. Double or nothing. Knowing that I just made my surprise debut in one of the most exciting times in my career, that part sucked. But I'm grateful for the opportunity that I have had the past year after my WWE release. So cool of AEW still wanting to sign me despite separating my AC in the Casino Battle Royal, which would have led to me being the first person in history to be signed to 2 major wrestling organizations simultaneously. Is that true?
No.
Like, what the fuck did just Miro and Christian and all of them just do?
No.
What a liar. But I feel bad for his arm.
Hey, Granny, thanks for the follow, brother.
Thank you, Granny. This is an unexpected turn down a road I would have and could have never saw coming. Jeez, he's not done. But I'm looking at this as a blessing in disguise. Since the injury, it's given me time to think about what I want in life, what I want for my wife and my kids, and what's going to make me happy as far as my mental health is concerned. The timing of this injury has forced me to stop and reevaluate, and ultimately in resulting in making the decision to retire from pro wrestling. Jesus. Thank you to the fans who have fought it out with me for the past 7 years and people in my corner. Thank you to all the promoters and friends that I've met along the way who believe in me and my vision. This has been a great ride, but it's time to get off and do what truly makes me happy. Due to contractual obligations with NJPW, I'll be making a final appearance once I am healed. But for now, thank you all from the bottom of my heart. I'll see you all soon, Bobby Lashley. It'd be great if he actually did write Bobby Lashley at the end.
He should write Bob Lashley.
Bob Lashley. But then it also says for future.
There you go, Bob Lashley.
And then it also says for future business inquiries, email LeoRush@gmail at the bottom of that whole note. And he does have a picture of the X-ray of his injury, which again, I'm not doubting his injury. Let me take these off because now I can't see the screen. I'm not doubting his injury, but like you said, JR, how much, like, let's be honest. He didn't get no reaction when he came out.
No, and I'll tell you, it's I think that's probably the most disappointing thing when literally I when he came out and you and I were watching it together, literally none of us said anything. We all kind of were like, oh. And nothing against him or what he's done, but like
that was our reaction too.
Yeah, the thing with Leo Rush is, unfortunately for him, he created a persona that in my view was, and I don't mean his wrestling persona. I mean he gave an impression that he was a narcissistic chunk of turd, and he did nothing to disprove that. You know, the whole and who knows? We don't know because we weren't involved in all of his feeling like he was mistreated and whatnot. He may well have been. I don't know, but he didn't do anything to make it look or seem like he was doing anything more than making himself a victim. And just the statement that he says he was he was about to be the first? Was it about to be the first person to be signed to 2 major companies? I'm sorry. There's a kid I know called what's it? John Moxley was signed to 2. A kid, yeah, I don't know.
Not even, and like simultaneously. Let's talk about like 30 days later.
How about a kid named Chris Jericho? Chris Jericho's New Japan contract just ran out. Even though he didn't do anything for him, he was still under contract with him. How the fuck does this guy? He's in this business. How does he not know that?
Oh, it's good stuff. Well, hey man, good on you, Leo Rush.
He's self-centered.
Godspeed. Yeah. I hope that and I mean this because I never ever really wish anybody ill will. I want everybody to live their life and be happy, and that's why that's what makes this stuff go around here. He was blessed by Tim Tebow. There you go, Granny.
Tebow.
Oh my God! You know who I got to tell you? You know who I miss? You remember that guy we had on here that used to just have the absolutely biting jokes about wrestling and just like, do you remember that guy?
Yeah, he was actually watching us on Twitch when we weren't even really
doing. We weren't even on Twitch, and then he followed us over here. I can't remember that guy's name. I have his email somewhere. I'll have to email him and say, hey, dude, hope everything's okay. What the hell was that guy's name? But
I don't remember.
Oh shit,
but
man. Oh my God. He cracked us up more than it. And Zach, you would just lose your pants because, there you go. There you go, Granny. I mean, it's some people say that there hasn't been any wrestling since the NWO. I am not one of those people.
No, because then you would be like directly ignoring the Attitude Era.
Yeah.
And hey, man, if you didn't like the Attitude Era and you think you're a wrestling fan, you're fucking wrong.
Yep. Anyway,
it was only one of the greatest eras in professional wrestling.
Oh yeah,
only. I mean, because you look at all the stars made. You know what I mean, Zach? I want to hear you on this one too. Like, who are bigger than The Rock and Stone Cold?
Right. As much as I love the Attitude Era, I think as I grow older, I appreciate the Ruthless Aggression Era more. Just because I feel like, for me, I remember those matches better. Like, more matches. Like, you remember from that Attitude Era, you remember moments. Like Stone Cold in the beer truck. Even The Rock throwing the Intercontinental title into the river, or Stone Cold throwing the Rock's Intercontinental title in the river, or whatever, that one time. It's like it's more or less like moments, but like the Ruthless Aggression area, it just felt like for me, I just really clicked with and remembered so much more from. Like, we can talk about, this might have been at the very beginning or maybe even tail end of the Attitude Era, but like Jeff Hardy versus Taker in that match, which was like Taker latching. Obviously, you had Brock Lesnar running wild in that era, and Benoit and all of them running crazy aggression era. But yeah, I mean, the Attitude Era was still just one of the most fun times. Like, you could, like people said, it was true. You could go to school the next day, and if you didn't watch one or the other,
right.
And the thing that I always found fun is I would always remember I would try to like. You try and time it, your viewing, like what you want to watch, not Metro or Raw.
Thanks, Granny. Thanks, Paul.
Good at getting off the air at the exact same time.
Yeah.
I specifically remember the night that Goldberg beat Hogan. After the match happened, I went over to Raw to see if they were still on. They were already off the air, and I'm like, dang it, I missed the end of Raw. But yeah, that Hogan match, that was one that you weren't going to miss. Like, watching Goldberg defeat Hogan was another badass Attitude Era moment, even though it wasn't a WWF moment, it was still in that era.
Yeah, I mean, For me though, like star capacity though, like the stars will never be like what it was then because you had DX,
Yeah, oh,
and
yeah.
Michaels and that. But again too, and I don't know if Cena's bigger than Stone Cold. I saw someone say that. I'd say they're pretty equal because I bet they both did about the same in money on merch, and both are
Yeah.
pretty well known. But and Lesnar I get, but Lesnar also made a bigger name for himself after leaving WWE. So it wasn't like a straight he became huge WWE and then went on to those things. Where, I mean, Jesus Christ, look at what The Rock is doing. Did anyone see this coming out of that guy when he was Rocky Maivia?
No.
Like, what the hell, dude?
Nope.
This dude has people legitimately thinking he can run.
It's so
president.
crazy for us who. It's amazing for guys who grew up watching him from the moment he debuted, and to see where he is now. I'm like, God, we've been following you since we were 10, 11 years old, and here you are now making badass movies, and like you said, running for president, working out like a madman, eating the biggest pancakes I've ever seen in my freaking life. And it's just amazing to see what's become of him and the star power that he's become. Like I said the other day, apparently next year there's going to be like 3 spring football leagues, including XFL. I'm like, you know what? I would shove all my chips into the Rock's XFL before I'd even touch anybody else.
I forgot that he bought the XFL. Then that is another big thing. And then he's got like the top tequila right now in the country.
Yep.
Like, what the crap, Like this guy is just like, I never thought a wrestler would get, like, we saw Hogan do that,
and his Under Armour stuff. Like,
oh my God, yeah, like it's insane, dude. He's gotten to a level of celebrity.
My favorite Hogan story is one where he always claimed to miss the phone call for the George Foreman grill.
Yeah,
but he always claimed that he always used to give his wife shit, because his ex-wife shit, because he had to go take the kids to school, and on his way to school he supposedly missed the phone call for the endorsement for what would become the George Foreman grill, which we turned out to sell.
What was his place in the Mall of America?
What the hell was it? Was it like a pasta place or something?
Like a spaghetti. Oh, was it Pasta Mania?
Yeah.
It was a pasta place.
Like, what the hell? Like I remember
them talking about it on 83 Weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah. I remember going there as a kid when the mall first opened, you know what I mean? And seeing it there. And even as a kid, I was like, I mean, I like Hulk Hogan, but I don't know if I want to eat his pasta. Like, what the shit? Oh man, it was just great.
The coolest thing at our mall here growing up. At our mall here growing up, we had Mean Gene Burgers.
Yeah.
Mean Gene had that little restaurant chain, and it was Mean Gene Burgers that we had here in the mall.
Which is crazy because Billy J just brought up Mean Gene Pizza as well, which we had at a local bowling alley here for a while in where I'm at. So I've had, and he actually came and did a thing, actually at Rec Bowling back in the day.
Oh, no kidding.
JR. I don't know if you were here when he did that.
No, probably not.
But he actually came one day and was like hanging out for a couple hours signing autographs because they sold Mean Gene pizzas.
Big Ace, come on in. Oh man, I don't know.
Put that cigarette out, damn it.
It's just interesting to me. Balls said he got to work out with the Gophers when Lesnar was a senior. I still, and this has nothing to do with the bigness of stuff, but I agree with Balls 100%. As I mentioned, and that's what I was going to ask, was because I know when he was up here, he was very respectful. He's just a quiet guy. Mm-hmm. And he and Shelton Benjamin and one other senior wrestler who was in the national championships for the Gophers that year, and I don't remember who it was because he didn't go on to become a professional wrestler. But they came down to our kindergarten through 8th grade tournament in Rochester, and signed autographs for all these little kids. Yeah. And I'm just seeing that. I'm proud of you, Rusty. Yeah, I am proud of you. So there you go. But and very, yeah, absolutely humble, absolutely. And my brother lives up in Alexandria, and Brock and Sable lived up there. In fact, I still think they have a home there. And my nephew went to like elementary school with one of Brock's kids. But I think they spend most of their time up in Canada now. I don't know. But
I've always heard that about him. I know like a lot of people are like, oh, he looks like he'd be mean, but I've always heard that he's actually really cool with people as long as he's pretty respectful with them. And yeah, there's no questioning how class act he is as far as like his work ethic and stuff, especially when he was at the U and stuff like that. Like that's just
I do have one story, and it's secondhand, so I don't know if it's true, but apparently Brock was to sign autographs at a collector's shop, and apparently had to take a little break. Went into the bathroom, took a while apparently, and came back out, and the owner immediately went and put a out of order sign on the bathroom.
nice.
So he was not blown up, but he blew up the toilet.
Oh, that's hilarious. He came down here and did a thing at like a Napa Auto when he was in WWE.
He did?
Yeah, I remember seeing that. He was like, he came here and did like a 2-hour thing at like the Napa Auto on the other side of town, and then they drove back up to the cities where they had the show that night. I was at one of the Monday Night Raws. Okay, so here I went to a house show once in the cities. He was in the crowd and they shot him out, and he actually had like some heat with Triple H. Like they played it up.
Oh,
but he
nice.
was like in the crowd. It was like right when he was gonna sign.
Yeah.
And then I went to a Monday Night Raw like literally the week before I graduated high school, and he debuted, maybe not debuted, but he was in a dark match that night.
Oh.
Like before he was on TV, he came out and did a dark match that night, and like it was pretty dope.
I'll tell you, Balls talks about the whole team that they were on, and here's the thing, you know, I mean, when you think about the University of Minnesota, you think about I mean, you go back to the basketball team and having so many of them, and this was when I was younger, going over to Madison and getting like half the basketball team getting arrested for gang raping a girl. And then you have basketball, but you don't hear any of it about the wrestlers. And I think part of it is simply because they're as an amateur wrestler.
Wrestlers are a different breed.
Yeah, they have to be more focused on what their task is. And I've always thought, I mean, it's like you have to have a special mindset to be an amateur wrestler.
Yeah, that's not easy.
Yep.
Not an easy thing.
I did amateur wrestling in 6th, 7th, and 8th grade. And after 8th grade, that was enough for me. I'm like, yep, I'm done.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what happened to me was when I was young, I never wrestled. I never even thought of it because I went to a Catholic grade school. And then when I went to college, then I went to high school, I injured my back in 8th grade. So I didn't do any sports until I was a senior. And then I played football. And I don't know what happened. But the wrestling coach, who, if you're from Iowa, you may know this. Bob Dare was the coach at West Des Moines Dowling, and said, "Hey, what would you think about wrestling?" And I said, "Yeah, if it'll get me out of PE class, I'll give it a try." And I absolutely hated it. Because I had no training, I had no idea what I was doing, and I was just getting my ass kicked every single day, and I had no fun, and I still had to do the running around as the lower weights had to take their weight off, but I didn't have to take any weight off, but yet I still had to do the running, and I lasted about a week.
I always still, and I think I said this a couple times on this show, but like, I'm now kind of weirded out by the fact that in middle school one year when, you know, when we would have our swim lessons in Phi Ed, like they kept the girls on their own class, the guys were in their own class. So like when the guys were doing swimming, the girls were upstairs doing gymnastics for like 4 weeks. When the girls had their swimming unit, we were upstairs doing wrestling for 4 weeks. And everybody I tell this to is like, man, we didn't do that. And it's like, oh, okay, maybe that was weird. But I don't remember anything weird about it really. But we legitimately, like the guy who our gym teacher at that time, like used to wrestle, and he was like a bodybuilder. I think he was in like one of the Arnold Schwarzenegger things. I think he maybe got like kicked out though for like juicing. Short little guy though, jacked. He had to answer our phone in the locker room like this. Because he couldn't do that. He had to do that. So he was the one doing the wrestling unit with us, and like he legit taught us like some of that basic stuff stuck with me. And then I fast forward to my senior year, and I'm in this class activity sports where literally all we did was play like trench and like floor hockey and basketball and like soccer and softball tournaments. Like it was like an hour and a half of you just play games. And we were walking down, and this guy who was like a year younger than me, who was on the wrestling team, and the coach and the teacher for that was our wrestling coach. Like we're going in the gym to play trench, and dude just picks me up from, I don't know what's going on. I'm just walking out the gym, my little chubby self, and all of a sudden someone just picks me up and like is trying to like throw me down. And I don't know, man, instincts just kicked in. I somehow like wrapped him into a headlock. We went down. I kicked out, so I was on like my toes, and dude couldn't break me. And he couldn't get my leg to like try to break my hold, so I just held him. And all of a sudden the coach comes out. He's like, "What the hell, Shreddy? You pound goddamn down! I know you can do that!" Like just starts yelling at me. This dude's face was so goddamn red because, mind you, he's been wrestling on the team for years now. He's like a junior. Think he's gonna pick on the short, chubby senior guy in the class. And like, dude, he was so pissed. So, and the whole time the coach was just like, "Wait, you know how to do that shit? Like, why didn't you come talk to me? You could have been on, we would have used you." Like, I'm just like, nah, I'm too short, man. I'm a heavyweight. Like, I'd have got my ass kicked. Those guys are big guys, dude. I don't know.
Yeah, Balls mentions about conditioning, and you're absolutely correct. One of my friends from high school went on to wrestle at the University of Northern Iowa, which Billy J, I'm sure, is very aware of. Bob Hallman was his name. And he, the year after, was it the year after or 2 years after? I can't remember. But he ended up runner-up in the national championship in the NCAAs. Yeah, go UNI, baby. And but Bobby Hallman was, and I can't remember what his weight was. He's not a lawyer, but that was a deal. He did not ever give up that conditioning, which it takes a certain person to do that. I don't want to talk out of school, but clearly, balance and leverage, absolutely. Clearly, none of us are shall I say, anything more than avid indoorsmen. Conditioning is not my strong point. Let's just say that. I mean,
I'll tell you what, though, I've lost some weight. I think getting out golfing as much as I've been doing has been pretty beneficial.
Well, that's good.
Yeah, it's been keeping me active. So
that's good. So
Zach, Zach, before we go any further, Zach, how are you doing? Are you good? I don't know. Did you have a hard out at all? You good? You want to hang out for a little bit more? We don't want to keep you if you got stuff going. I know you got the family.
I'm good. I'm still.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure. I didn't want to.
No, I'm still good, man.
Granny, regular golf. I don't do this golf anymore. That was when I was like a stoner 19-year-old. Now I'm just sometimes a stoner dude, real golf. Like PGA shit. But dude, yeah, it's been good. Dude, that's the craziest thing, dude. Like I told you this before. Like I knew a guy, good friend of mine, perfect in shape dude, wrestling senior year. Like I'm like, we're leaving the locker room and it's the last class today. Like, all right, dude, later. And he's like, no, I'll be here for a little while. And he comes walking out and he's got those sweatsuits on. You know what I mean? Those like,
oh yeah,
plastic suits you wear to purposely make you sweat. And he's like, yeah, man, I gotta lose 2 pounds by tomorrow. It's me. I'm going to go run around the pool for an hour, which is, the pool is humid as shit, that indoor pool room at the high school, like hotter than balls in there if you're not in the water. And I was just like, you look miserable, though. Like, you look horrible. Like, why do you do this to yourself? You know what I mean? But, dude, I know some people do. One of my good friends was...
I started watching the Ultimate Fighter season 1. I'll be honest, I've never really watched any of them, and I was looking to watch it on ESPN Plus, so I started watching it from the very beginning. I needed to cut like 20 pounds in like 24 hours. I'm just like why? Like, that just doesn't seem enjoyable at all. Like,
I know, right? I see Billy Burr's fishing for something over there. I see it.
Who's our favorite IPW wrestler? Well, go ahead.
Oh, I don't know. Anyways, James Jeffries, duh. Billy J. Coming in strong.
James Jeffries.
Oh, it's so
Jeffries.
Yeah, it'll be good. And of course, we love our Jackson King here at 2 Count.
Hells yes.
I lost my train of thought, but we were talking about, and now I already forgot. I know we were talking about like wrestling, and I had something I was going to say, and now I've completely forgotten it. So, boo.
Way to
Boo.
go. Way to go.
Yeah.
Drag the show down. I should just probably play my jingle again.
I was gonna ask you guys.
John Russell, the oldest guy on Twitch. He's a little grumpy and he begs for subs and bits. He's live from someone's basement where he goes on pissy rants. He could die while on the air, sitting in his underpants. Follow and sub to WrestleMania. John Russell loves you.
I'm sorry. I had a Leo Rush moment there.
I was gonna ask
bruised
you guys,
ego. Now you're gonna go home and take your ball home forever.
AEW basically for the. Ask you guys, we have AEW's like shuffling their schedule around for like the next freaking month due to the NBA playoffs. I don't know about you guys because I don't know if you guys watch it live, but I'm really surprised that AEW is going with this 9 p.m. time slot and not
brutal.
just go straight up at 7. Like, they're airing TNT airs like a movie. Yeah, they air a movie from freaking 7 to 9. And I was like, since when when has Tony Khan ever been afraid to go head to head with WWE?
Well, and the other thing with that would be we've talked about on this show, and yeah, Billy J is killing it tonight. Like I've been saying this for a couple weeks now. Like we're only going to really see true competition and really see both of these companies elevate each other. And we're not going to see that until they're competing on the same night. This was an opportunity for AEW to be like, no, you know what? Let us go head to head with SmackDown.
Yeah.
It's only for a few weeks, and let's see how we do. Because if it's okay, then we know we have something, and we can look down the road at maybe moving to Mondays with Dynamite and really, really going all in, as they say. You know what I mean? Like, because I do think like the reason stuff was so good then is each company was trying to best each other. You know?
Yeah. Well, could you I couldn't even imagine going to these live Dynamite shows at 3 p.m. my time and starting 10 o'clock their time. I'm like, good Lord, the last thing I would want to freaking do tonight is go to start a wrestling show at that time. And I'm like, by the time I get to 9 o'clock on Fridays, I'm freaking exhausted. And it's like, I know last week they had probably one of their worst viewerships they've had. That's why I'm just like, I know you guys might not want to go head to head, but I'm like, well, just try it out. Like, instead of doing this 9 p.m. time slot for the next 3 or 4 weeks, like, just try it out. Like you said.
I think a lot of it is just that, first of all, when they move, that's a problem. It was a problem last year. Secondly, to just add on more wrestling, it's too much. when we talk about this all the time. I mean, we love wrestling, but we got to have a break from it. And so it's like there's wrestling on at 7:00. So now if I'm a wrestling person that I like to watch, and SmackDown is obviously much better than Raw. So if I'm going to watch SmackDown, and then now do I want to watch AEW? Now it's another. So now I'm watching for 4 hours on a Friday night. I mean, look, if I was a wrestler and doing it, I might. But if I'm not involved, I mean, it's too much. It's too much. And unfortunately, the way
like
I was going to say that the big problem is that,
like you said, like there's so much content. Go ahead, JR.
I was going to say the big problem is that they front load. You know this. They front load stuff to get you to hook you at the beginning of the show, and then they got something at the end. And so you can't, like, if you were going to say, okay, I'm going to watch wrestling. It's Friday night. I'm going to watch wrestling for 2 hours because I don't have anything else to do. First of all, if you go out and do something, you get home at 9:00. I guess that makes some sense. But the reality is, you can't start in the middle of SmackDown and watch AEW for 1 hour and get the whole story. I don't know. I don't understand the mentality, and to be honest, I don't understand the mentality of even having wrestling on Friday.
Yeah, it's a rough night, man. Like,
I mean, it would be.
Yeah.
It would be like me saying, oh, the best night to do a comedy show would be Tuesday. Why? I mean, no, Friday's not a good night for television viewing all around.
No, it's not. It's not like back in the day when TGI Fridays, TGIF was like a deal, where like everybody stayed home to watch Full House and whatever the other shit shows were. You know what I mean? It's not like that no more.
But even that, as this pandemic winds down and people are now, and things are opening up, and people can go out and do things now, the last thing, first of all, the last thing they want to do is stay home and watch TV. The second to last thing is, we're getting to the summer again. And you can't get people to stay inside when the weather is nice. You can't. So who knows?
And I guess EO sure.
And I tell you, working at a TV station, we're already seeing. Oh, nice. Yeah, I can tell you. I mean, I work at a television station, and we're already seeing it in ratings. As like you said, it's the summer. The pandemic is, say what you want, but it's ending. I mean, things are opening up. People are getting out and about. People are traveling more. People are doing stuff. I'm like, if it's a nice night out, folks just might even sit out on their patio. They're not going to be inside watching TV. I mean, and getting back to all the wrestling content out there, I'm like, for me, it's to a point where it's like there is so much content. There's wrestling on every night of the week, and you really do have to pick and choose. I'm like, that's where I kind of got to the point where, especially Raw and SmackDown, with them being in the Thunderdome, I'm like, yeah, you guys really aren't must watch for me anymore. Like, until I'm still gonna have to pick and choose once they go back on the road, because I genuinely do enjoy AEW and NXT Weekly. Those are like my two wrestling shows each week that I'm like, I do need to at least watch those, and everything else just kind of pick or choose. And it's like, I feel like the only company that really hasn't, even though I know they did just announce a return for crowds, is Impact Wrestling, because I really feel like they could have a good thing going, but without their crowd there, it's just it's worse. It's hard to explain, because it's not as bad as when WWE was in the Performance Center, but it's on that level of just irritation for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, plus they got some stars that really do need a crowd. Like Danhausen excels when he has the crowd with him interacting. You know what I mean? But that's also stupid too, because Danhausen's just funny.
Chris Bay is another one that. Yeah. Chris Bay is another one I think would thrive in front of a live audience.
Yeah. Plus, there would be more to this whole AEW
And then
Impact
too,
relationship if there was fans there to be like,
Yes.
oh my God, Kenny's here, you know.
Yeah, this AEW Impact relationship has been absolutely terrible. Like, it's done nothing really for Impact. Like, maybe it's increased their pay-per-view buys a little, but other than that, I'm just like, it hasn't done anything. At least for me, I'm just like, it was cool at first, but after a while, you're just kind of like, yeah, I'm kind of over you. Like, Gallows and Anderson don't really even feel like they're a part of Impact Wrestling anymore. They feel more like they're AEW guys. I'm like, that's fine. Let them go do their thing, but I'm like, why don't we see anybody from Impact to hop over to AEW? Like, why can't we see a Chris Bay hop over there, or why can't we see a Jordan Grace hop over there? Like, that's I just don't get how this partnership is benefiting them.
I thought I saw somewhere that Britt Baker's mentioned wanting to work with Deonna Purrazzo, who is the Impact champ. So maybe we'll get that match at least. That could be fun. I agree, dude. Like Impact has some of that.
That would be badass,
right? And Impact has that corny side to them that like you really kind of need a crowd there to kind of react to it. Otherwise, it's just like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, overall, it's just gonna be like, you know, better with crowds. Like JR, I'm super excited. You know, July 30th, we'll be at, what is that, like the 5th show back on the road for WWE.
Yeah. Oh God, I forgot about that.
Yeah, something like that.
It's like the 4th or 5th show that they'll be back on the road. So
Did you buy your tickets?
We did. We got tickets. Yeah. So we're like, we'll be TV side, not center. We're like Roque.
Nice.
So it'll be good. And I'm more interested to just see how WWE, like, is it going to just be like old times? You show up, everybody's having a good time being loud, or is there going to be a different feel to all this now?
I'm going to get my giant son to stand next to that Omos and see how big he really is. Because my son is a giant. 6'7", between 3 and 4. And he out of both of my sons, I'm the little one.
I feel bad for whoever's sitting behind you guys in that.
I hope it ain't kids.
Oh, they're gonna, like, if it is, these parents are just gonna look at you guys like,
what you want me to do?
No, I know but I mean that's how people are. This shit.
No, I know.
It's like,
I know.
You know what I mean? It'll be fun though, man. I'm excited.
My first show black, and I have obstructed vision.
I know, right? And I'm excited. I'm excited to come back because I've never seen a heel Bailey in person. That'll be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
I'm excited for that. I love me some heel baby, man.
Yeah.
Bailey. Like, it's just great, dude. Like this whole ding dong thing. Oh, I love it. And I hope they keep her and Michael Cole just riffing each other for the next like 5 years. Even if she goes back to be babyface and the hugger, like I hope she still just has like animosity towards him though, and still just kind of talks shit to him.
I totally forgot we were going to that.
Dang.
Can you believe it? I'm like, this is crazy. I'm looking at my calendar and going, oh, well, what can I do here? Why can I do this or that? I'm like, I didn't even look at that at all.
Oh, man. You didn't book yourself for something, did you?
No, I didn't. No, but damn, I just,
Yeah, man.
I can't believe it.
Yeah, and by the way, guys, I feel like ticket prices didn't change because it ended up being about just under $100 each for the 4 tickets. You know what I mean? So like, and that's, again, we're like lower level.
Fees rate you?
Oh, it was like another 20. Originally, they were like a $75 ticket, but then it's like, the 20 bones for the fees and everything. And they use Access, or at least I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't.
Target Center.
Master.
I don't know if it's WWE that uses it, but the Target Center for sure uses Access for all their stuff. And I always said the same thing. I was like, yeah, screw Ticketmaster, but god damn was Access a pain in the ass to get tickets on the second round. Ugh.
Is that the same one that AEW's JBTV? Thank you kindly,
JB?
sir. Appreciate it, man. JJ, we gotta start all over again. Tommy, Darren Chase.
JJ, thank you, JJ.
Okay, no, I haven't heard of him. Interesting.
Yeah.
Where's he out of, Tommy? I don't know. That name seems familiar. Tommy. Oh, there we go. Here we go. Granny. See, so what happens is Granny starts, and Tom. They have this friction, this natural friction, and then it bubbles, and then it's like it's probably some of the best chat fighting you'll ever see. And unfortunately, Granny, I don't have a phone set up. I don't have the same audio setup as Corey, so I can't take. Thanks, JJ. I can't take phone calls. I will at some point be able to do that, but as of right now, I cannot do it. Three months in a row, JJ. 3 months. I don't even. Have we been doing this for 3 months on here? I think JJ was. I think he was there, right, waving the flag from the start.
Yeah,
so that's pretty awesome. What else is going on in the world of professional wrestling? You are keeping me alive, brother. You totally are. Let's see. What else do we got going on that I can't think of? Oh, did we talk about this last week? I don't think so. What did you think about? Hey Jesse, why don't you let Granny close on? I would. I mean, it'd be fine, but I don't know how to. I don't know. Well, okay. God, homeless. That sucks. Homeless, Wilmer. Yeah, Denver's good. He can go out there and have some stuff. So what did you guys think of this last Friday on Dynamite with the big introduction of Andrade?
Well, so first of all, look at that, guys.
Wait.
Train going. Wait. What are you gonna do?
Blow the horn.
I'll blow the horn.
I'm blowing it.
Oh yeah, that's right. I don't hear it. I forgot about that.
Yeah, well, it's because yeah.
With the mega powers.
But believe me, those guys on the stream know this is a thank you, JB. It's like, yeah. No, now we're talking. Guys. Every time they pop it in there, now I'm gonna pop that horn. Woo, baby! Look at that 100 already.
What does the horn sound like? Make the horn noise next time with your mouth, not the actual.
Woo! Honk honk. But it's Rudy. Thank you, buddy. Balls. Thank you.
Was that the horn on your first car?
Yeah. No, this is like a diesel train horn.
Oh, like a. Okay.
No, but it's not a long one. It's a short toot. Like, get the fuck out of the way, toot.
Okay.
See? This is a little short get out of the way. It's a little get out of the way. Thank you, balls. Thank you, guys.
Thanks, guys.
Oh, my God.
A heel toot.
Who's making a heel turn?
I said a heel toot.
Oh, that's not a heel toot. It's a horn toot. It's like, no, I don't know what you're doing to me. Things were going along well. And then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, I'm abused.
You're not being abused. You just got way confused because we were talking about you have a more aggressive horn because get the fuck out of the way. And I said, oh, almost like a heel toot. You were calling the horn a toot. No one is making fun of you. You're just getting confused.
You just did. You just made fun of you said a toot.
The only joke I made.
It's a horn.
The only joke I made to you was that the horn on your first car? I'm going with the toot. I like that you called it a toot. I was
just say honk honk.
Toot.
Honk honk. JJ's got that. Look at that. He's got that "Don't Shoot, It's My Birthday" one too, which is one of my favorites. There's the horn. Yeah, we're coming into the station, folks.
So
Thank you,
this,
Billy
they're
J.
doing this. They're doing this at the NXT show.
What, honking this horn?
No. The NXT North American title and the tag titles are all going to be on the line in
At
a
the same
six-man
time?
tag match.
Oh, my
at the
God.
Same time. It's going to be Bronson Reed and MSK against. Well, North American title is, I believe, Gargano still, right?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know.
No, it's Bronson Reed.
Oh, Bronson Reed is. So who are they? Okay, hang on. Oh, against Legado del Fantasma. That's a name I don't like. Don't make the names hard for me to say for the factions.
I like it to be just a name. Like this guy.
Like Mexe Cool.
Or it could be just this fucking guy.
These dudes right here.
Oh, an LA Knight.
is it-
That's
what?
right. The $1 million title. That's right. They've got Ted DiBiase involved in this. I just saw a promo for that. That's exciting.
Dude,
Thank
I'm
you,
really.
Balls.
I think so. It's funny, guys. By the way, thank you for the hype train, and we appreciate you guys keeping it going. But I've always enjoyed Cameron Grimes, man. I didn't like him at first, but I was like, huh? What about? All right, like Huge Morris.
I don't think it's pronounced huge.
Oh yeah, it is. That's how you always called him.
I never called him Huge Morris. I never did.
Sure.
I mean, he was huge, but I never called him Huge Morris.
You do
I
realize
never-
I know his name was Hugh. I'm making
No,
a joke
no,
that we
I don't-
call
what-
him that. And when I say we, I'm not talking about you, JR. You weren't my friend when I was like 19.
Which is probably a good thing.
It probably is a good thing. Although shortly after.
Sweet God.
If a sumo wrestle,
Ooh.
if I sumo wrestle JJ, will you show it to? Wait, so what? Do you, like, why you gonna record this?
If you can record it, man, I'll totally do it.
I mean, so Jesse's challenging JJ to a sumo match.
53 seconds left to get us to level 3, you guys. I don't normally beg, but we're at 90%. So just saying. It's just a little.
Yeah.
It's just a tiny little bit, and we don't get to
Keep it
threes
going.
very
There
often.
it is, Balls. You're the man, Balls.
Thank you, Balls. You're the man, brother.
And welcome, Zombie Penguin. Great name.
Rowdy, thank you, buddy.
Rowdy, you're the best. Zombie Penguin. I'm gonna keep
You get the best. I got to do this. All right, I got to tell you this. So you had a client named Hugh Cox. Can I tell you something? So when I was living up in Fargo, in the Fargo phone book, there was Hugh Janus. They're the same. They're related. There was a couple that lived in Moorhead, Minnesota, that were listed in the phone book, and their names were Neil and Mona Little. Neil and Mona Little.
Neil Little, Mona Little.
No, Neil and Mona Little. That's the way that they had it listed.
Really?
Yeah, Neil and Mona Little. I don't know if they did it on purpose, but it was pretty funny.
How many people just called them and messed with them? You know, what I mean?
Probably all of them. Probably
That's
everybody.
hilarious. By the way, JJ has accepted Jesse's challenge.
Sweet. When will you do it, guys?
Now we're talking a real sumo match, right, fellas? I saw someone said Discord sumo. I have no idea what that means. But like, are we talking like a real sumo match? You guys can get like diapered up and everything.
I also worked with a salesman up in Fargo. His name was Dick Johnson, and we all thought it was pretty redundant.
But
it was the truth. It was a truth. Dick Johnson lived next door. Lived next door in Iowa when I was growing up. Lived next door to a kid who was named. Last name was Cannon. His first name was Rusty. Rusty Cannon. How do you do that to a kid?
Yeah, like that's the. Do you think the parents were aware and they're like, yeah,
and
this kid's gonna get fucked
and
with
here
forever.
and this is a little story I haven't. This is a little story I haven't told in a while. When I was going to the University of Iowa, I worked with I lived in a house with a guy, 3 or 4 different guys, but one of the guys was from Pocahontas, Iowa, and he, Dirty Sanchez, that's nice. I would root for that guy. But Jesse said, I wonders if your name is up. His last name is pronounced Takis. Anyway, the point is, from Pocahontas, Iowa, this guy knew a girl and went to high school with him. Her name was Fonda, and the spelling was Dychs. Now, you may think to yourself, oh my God, is that Fonda Dykes or Fonda Dix? It didn't make any difference. It was pronounced Dix. If you said Dykes, she got mad and corrected you. So yes, Fonda, Fonda, Dychs, Fonda Dix.
I mean, those are pretty two great clubs.
How do you do that? How do you do that to a kid, though? You know, my God, the click crumbler. That's a good one. That's a good. Oh God, we did. Do you remember when we did that? We did this a couple of 3-4 weeks ago on Twitch Talk. We went through all these. We changed all those names. You remember that? Oh my God. That was Danny Dick. He had his name misspelled in his dandy in the yearbook. That's awesome. Dick family, no funny names though. They were just all dicks. It works. It works. I don't know. It just strikes me as funny that those names. What the hell? God, some of those were crazy though. Jackson. Oh, Billy. Dick is in ya. Perfect.
Billy is on fire tonight, man. Wow.
Oh my God. Yeah. And balls. The Dick family did have one girl named Anita, of course. That's Yabadoo. Oh my God. Shit sack. Thanks, Rudy. Well, you guys, thank you very much for getting us through that hype train. It's awesome. Oh, I better share those. There we go. Choo Choo Express coming on through. I don't know how to do any of this shit anymore. There we go. Choo choo. I love that horn. I mean, because it's simple. It's simple. It says, "Oh yeah." You can't hear that.
I heard that.
But you can't hear this.
Hello, lady.
No. Last thing I heard was Val Venus.
Hello, ladies.
I heard that.
Well, I don't know. Can you guys hear the horn? Sticks. Oh my God. Can you guys hear the train horn? Yeah, they can all hear it. I wonder why you can't hear it. And you can hear the other stuff though. That's crazy.
I don't know.
There was an update on the Stream Deck, so maybe it's a little different. I know.
Look
Yeah,
at this.
hell yeah, I'm tooting my own horn.
Look at this. Ted DiBiase Jr. claims that Cody Rhodes fabricated an infamous backstage story on the 2011 WWE SmackDown match. Ted DiBiase Jr. throwing shade at Cody?
What's he gonna do? Not hire him some more?
Yeah, no shit.
That's a funny thing. It's like honestly, it's like a lot of times, and Tom Gilstrom knows this, Jesse knows a little bit. It's like sometimes you have people that book stuff, and you know, people are like, oh, you got to walk on exit. I don't want to make them mad. I'm like, why? If they're not fucking booking you now, what are they going to do? Book you less than none? You know, fuck.
It's weird. I guess it has to do with the like when they had like a bad match and he botched Rhodes, not Rhodes, DiBiase botched the finish. And I guess then they went in back. Cody told the story that when they were in back, he was so mad. He said, "Where's the referee? He was trying to fuck on me."
Oh yeah.
You know, and to DiBiase says, "Look, God damn it." He says, "Look, I'm just going to say this." Shut up, JR. Going to say this. That dude will say something and beat a dead horse with it. I may have said he tried to fuck me, but I don't know where he got that he tried to fuck on me. Sorry, I'm not trying to curse because the DiBiases are holy people in front of the kids. But look, that dude knows how to blow something up. I think it's hilarious and it's probably a shot at me, but he'd do that all the time. He's making something up and that somebody said and screams it nonstop in the locker room, and then everybody would adopt it. So I was pissed because I did kick out. You can go back and watch it, but we had a meeting that day where they told us the referees are going to count you out if you don't kick out. I did kick out, and I remember his referee's name. But anyways, I was hot about it. I was pissed. I said a lot of cuss words when I came through there. But Cody can tell a story. He can fabricate one too. And then he laughed.
Billy J says right there, he reffed Ted DiBiase Jr.'s first match.
Oh, no shit. Hell yeah.
There you go.
Hell yeah.
Cross-eyed Duggan. Yep, I love that. That is cross-eyed Duggan.
Oh, that's good stuff. That is good stuff. So, JR, Thursday night. I want to hear, Zach, would you do this? Would you pay to meet Big Papa Pump? And what would you pay?
Ooh. I wouldn't. I want to say when I met him at Hall of Fame, however many years ago, he was maybe 20 or 25. I think that'd be like the most top dollar I would pay to meet Big Papa Pump. At most.
Right now, the going rate, at least for the first wrestling show, is 20 to meet him, 20 for a picture. Oh, no. I'm sorry. 20 for a picture.
Not bad.
20 for a picture with him, 20 to get it autographed. I think. I don't remember. Or for whatever. But it's like $40 if you want a picture with him and an autograph. Kane is coming to Des Moines. When's Kane coming to Des Moines?
Yeah, when is that? Why is he not coming to IPW to do that? I hope he does. I hope he signs everything that's just Mayor Glenn Jacobs.
That'd be good. Oh, 25 each. Oh, it's 25 each, 40 for the combo. There you go.
Okay.
Yeah,
so if you're in the Minnesota area, the Twin Cities area, 5 to 7, you can go to this Temple of Aaron and meet, and you can meet Big Papa Pump. Or if you get there at about 7 from that, or like 6:37, that last half hour he's doing it, you may even be able to meet the 2 count. It's about $40, but it's 2 of us, so it's all right.
Yeah. If you guys are seriously, if any of you guys are going, let me know because I don't know what time I'm going down. We're figuring on getting there about what, I don't know, 6:30ish,
6:37, somewhere in there,
somewhere in that neighborhood. So if you guys are going down, let me know. I don't care to meet him.
I'm not.
I mean, it's just me, but I would love to say hello to you, some of you guys, because that I haven't gotten to see face to face and say hello to you.
I feel like he's a guy that, like, if he ever was like mad at me, I can just confuse him and run.
Yeah, like, hey, your shoe's untied, and then take off.
Look at that. Saturday, July 24th, Kane meet and greet in Des Moines. So check it out, everybody.
70 apiece.
JB's saying you should hit Big Papa Pump with a chair, and I full-heartedly agree with that one. 70 each for the media. See, like, okay, what do you think too, Zach and JR? 70 for Kane and a meet and greet to me, isn't that horrible? Like, there are talent that I would pay a little bit more to meet because they're people who you don't get to see do these things often. I think we paid $120 120 or 150 for our VIP
Right.
Undertaker access ticket to meet him, and it was well worth it.
Yeah, Kane is still the mayor
Yeah,
of
no, I
not.
don't think 70 for Kane.
I'm sorry. Go ahead, Zach.
Like you were just saying, he's still mayor of Knox. He's still mayor of some town in Tennessee. But yeah, Kane was such an iconic character. I think 70 to him, that's very reasonable, I think.
Yeah, most definitely. And Granny, I hope someday you do meet Dink and Doink for $500.
You got to get them both. You can't just can't just one off that shit. It's got to be both of them.
But is Dink still alive? Atomic. Thank you, Knox County. He says. Yeah, man. There's guys that like I'll shell out some money. I remember going to a WrestleCon one year and being like, it was like $200 to meet Kogan. It was like, no, like I won't do that. You know what I mean?
No. So
fuck JJ.
I went to Hogan's Beach Shop when we were in Clearwater a few years back, and as we walked in, the gal behind the desk was like, "Oh, I'm sorry, you just missed him." And then like I said, she's the girl behind the desk was like, "Oh, you just missed him. He left to go to his other store." Like, the next person that comes in, I hear go, "Oh, you guys just missed it." I'm like, I get to thinking in my head, I'm like, is she paid to say that throughout the entire day to make people think that he actually does go to his beach shop just randomly throughout the week?
Would be even funnier is like he's actually in back cleaning dishes. What's up, brother? Oh, you need a plate?
Hey, one of you dishwashers want to bang my wife?
Well, let me tell you something, brothers. This coleslaw is the best damn coleslaw in all of Clearwater, Florida. And when it goes running wild on you, I can't even do the voice anymore.
It's okay. It's okay.
Oh,
nobody's aching for that. Nobody's aching for a Hulk Hogan impersonation.
Oh, well, he's just one of the most like interesting figures though in wrestling, because how do you go from so high up and then just later years it's like you just killed everything you built because you're an idiot.
Yeah.
People are seeing who you are as a person for real, and it's not great.
Well, but now let's be honest, because there's a lot of people. Arguably, other people have done this. Have they screwed it up as much as Hogan has? Probably not. But I mean, when you think about, you think about Jerry Lawler, he's been up and down. You think about Cornette. Cornette was not nearly as high a peak as Hogan was, but by the way, I just noticed there was somebody posted something about Cornette and Russo have made up.
What?
Yeah.
Who said that?
I can't remember where. I can't remember where I saw it. I saw it somewhere. Look it up. It's there's something I don't know. I'm trying to see this. Clongeron, Canadian leader person, Rachel, career span 20 years. He's still alive in the Canadian independent circuit. Giraud's big exposure come when he performed as Don the Clown sidekick Dink in the World Wrestling Federation in 1993 and 95. Oh, you did. Good work. Good work, Granny. But thank you. That's good, excellent research. And I always love to speak with a fake French accent.
Nice.
So the more shit you can come up with about French Canadian wrestlers, I am all on board of that shit.
Yeah, Cornette's been all over Dark Side of the ring.
See,
Dark Side of Wrestling.
I think he's been on it because I think he out of anybody is probably one of the most history-minded guys involved in wrestling, and he remembers a lot of that shit.
Yeah, it's the same reason you see like JR's on like all of them. Did you guys catch Ultimate Warrior?
Yeah.
Let's talk about it. Because, well, what's interesting is before it got released, Warrior's wife was like, calling it smut and filth or whatever. Which
Smear, yeah.
Vice then ended up making a T-shirt out of that and selling
Smut
it.
and filth.
But like watching it, like all of that, like that's not fake. Like
Yeah.
she can try to deny he wasn't like that. You can say what you want, but it's like that was all very well known. I mean, why else did WWE make that documentary, The Rise and Fall of the Warrior? Like, I mean, it was like that was all true, and it was, man, watching that now and being like, wow, this guy really was like going nuts.
Well, here's the thing. If you compare Dark Side of the Ring to the biography that A&E did, you know, oops, Zach went away.
Oh no.
Come back, Zach. Oh, there he is. He came back. When you compare Dark Side of the Ring to that AEW one, and if you haven't watched them both, it's worth it, but they're very similar. And the only, like, A&E shows a more redemption kind of story than Dark Side does. But other than that, the facts are all the same.
Right. Yeah. Zach, did you see it?
I did not. For me, Darkseid creeped me out because of the reenactments. So I have such a hard time watching it because the reenactments have always creeped me out. I don't know why. I'm just super creeped out by them. Like in the show, and YouTube TV does not have A&E, so I haven't watched many of the A&E ones at all.
Yeah, it is. That stuff is pretty corny. Those reenactments. It's like,
who was it? There was somebody that we talked to or we know was one of those reenactors.
Oh, really?
I can't remember who it was, but I think it was somebody at First Wrestling.
Oh, I didn't know that.
But anyway.
You know what's funny though is like any TV show you watch now that hasn't any professional wrestling in it, majority of them are all getting like choreographed by Chavo Guerrero.
Yeah.
Oh, Taxi's getting crazy in there. Yeah, I haven't seen the Grizzly one. I think Tommy brought that up. I haven't seen the Grizzly one yet. I need to watch it though. I hear it's really good. The Rock commented on that one. So I mean, if The Rock's commenting on it, like, gotta watch it.
I'll tell you. There's another thing though. I was able to get some of the A&E because I have a Roku, and I'm able to get the A&E app on the Roku, but they lock. I mean, you can watch them, but they lock some out. So it's like you got to wait 2 or 3 weeks. I still haven't seen the Booker T one or the Shawn Michaels one yet. Or no, I did see the Shawn Michaels one, but I haven't seen Booker T.
For the biographies?
Yeah.
And the Shawn Michaels one was good.
The biographies are awesome. And so far my favorite one. Go ahead.
I was gonna say the Shawn one, I did catch that one. That one for me felt like it was just that recap of that DVD they released for him back in kind of like when he came back the first time. And I recognize a lot of that footage, like especially the interview with his wife. That was from the DVD. Like that's not new footage of his wife talking. That was from that DVD that WWE put out. I don't remember what the DVD was called. I know I have it but yeah, it was like a lot of that just felt like a recapped version of the WWE DVD they put out when he first came back to wrestling.
You are right. I've watched some of those A&E ones, and I'm like, oh, I remember seeing this part on the DVD documentary that I have. I still have all those somewhere, I think. That's crazy. I wonder, like, you think these wrestling DVDs will be worth money anymore?
Yeah, me too. Me too.
Possibly. I mean,
you want to buy some WWE DVDs? I got them. Let me know.
You should copy them and then sell them.
It'd be a nice
Giveaway.
way to then. Yeah, right.
Giveaway.
Oh yeah, we could do some giveaways. Oh, by the way, we're getting we got trivia coming up in about 3 weeks here, guys. So make sure you tune in that week.
Oh yeah, where did I put my schedule? Shoot, I wrote it down somewhere. So
Y'all can start any rival you want in that chat room because we love it. I love watching.
Oh hell yeah, let's do it. We love to watch you guys fight it up in the chat. We're still trying to figure out how to have a hair versus hair match with me and Big Ace. Or maybe a hair versus beard. You just have to shave your beard off. You'd be more embarrassed.
That would be worse. That would be worse.
You'd be more embarrassed having to get rid of your beard. I would certainly not be happy getting rid of my hair.
It's been like 10 years since I've had a clean shaved face. I hate myself when I'm like that.
So let's do that. But yeah. It's I don't. We didn't talk yet about Andrade coming to AEW and his introduction either. I mentioned before.
Don't have a phone line, guys.
We don't have a phone line.
I guess I like that they paired him with Vicky.
Yeah, that was a good move. Why not? Why not?
So here's the thing, though. I think it's a good move, but because I don't know if you guys still watch it. Thanks, Brady. Thanks, guys. I don't know if I like it because Vicky on BTE with Nyla Rose and this other guy, who I don't ever see wrestle, but he's in
Ryzen.
Yeah, that's it. It's a joke. And so
that's totally a joke. But that's also kind of what BTE's become.
I'll tell you what. So I watched that on Monday, and I was like, "There's nothing to this anymore."
Did you watch Sammy's today?
I watched Sammy's, and I'm like, "Sammy's is cool," and it's like Cody is doing shit with people on Sammy's now, and it's like,
it's
okay,
hilarious.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Did you watch last week's when they did when he did the focus group and he just busted after they all like busted out of him? He's like, "Fuck you, you're cool, man." Props does all the handshakes and then just goes off on Fuego. You fucking idiot, like, dude. That's the stuff that I love Cody doing when he's just having fun doing shit. That when they were doing these YouTube stuff back when they were still the Elite before any AEW stuff happened. Some of the funniest shit was those guys being like, I remember watching those YouTube videos when they were setting up the Bucks of Jericho versus Kenny, Cody, and Marty. And they were doing it on the cruise, and then the BTEs, they were setting it up. So there was like, the Jericho was sweetening up the Bucks, and they were becoming buddies. And then they show one where they're like, "Oh, if only there was a place we could do this, man." And then it ended up being the Jericho cruise. But like Cody's, the way he held himself during that thing was hilarious because like Kenny and like Marty would like lose their minds, and he was like the hype man for them. Like, yeah, what? Woo, fuck these guys. Like, it was just like the six of them doing that shit together was so hilarious. And that's why I like it. But yeah, it's amazing to see Sammy Guevara's like, dude, his vlog is actually really entertaining compared to what BTE's doing now.
Oh yeah.
And I do consider it sad that we're sitting here comparing wrestling vlogs as opposed to an actual wrestling product right now. Kills me, but that just happens to be the day and age we live in.
That's how it is.
You know what I mean? Oh man, it's rough. It's rough. Zach, do you watch any of those?
I've watched a couple of Sammys. I haven't watched BTE in ages though. I don't think I've watched one since AEW actually started, to be honest with you.
Yeah, the Sammy ones are fun and entertaining. I see Ethan Page does it too. I don't watch any of those yet though, but I mean, it's smart, man. It's smart seeing these people do this stuff so they can have that side hustle. You know what I mean? Because Sammy's doing good with his YouTube. He's got to be. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
And this guy's gonna have like a big career. Like they're everybody knows that now. Sammy's gonna be a star soon. He is a star, but he's gonna be someone. He'll be the AEW.
I would love to see. I would love to see, dude, like a year from now, Sammy versus MJF over the AEW title. Like how much of a badass feud would that be?
Yeah.
Give me MJ versus Sammy with a freaking awesome audience. I'm all in. Pun intended, I guess.
Yeah, dude, that would be good. I'm all for that. I think that would be a great. Because what is All Out what they consider their Super Bowl then, or their WrestleMania?
I would say so, yeah, probably. I mean, that's kind of their big hurrah, I would say.
So yeah, I would say maybe like this time next year we'll see that match happen there, because that would be a great feud, and they kind of already have the heat because that was how those two had like some really good stuff with this whole Inner Circle Pinnacle when
Yeah.
MJF was in it. Like that was obviously the guy that he didn't get along with, and it was great. I mean, we are going to see the day though where Sammy's going to turn on Jericho, and it's going to be sad. I will say that will be sad. I like them together. I like the Inner Circle together. Like that is a faction that I think I'd be cool with if in like 3 years they're still together doing their thing. Because it's a great group of guys and they're all badasses, and it's like you could run with these guys for a while.
Yeah, I would agree. I would agree with that. Well, fellas,
funny. And then as far as Andrade, yeah, I don't. It'll be cool to see what he does. It didn't. I wasn't too like excited about it because I kind of just figured that's where he was going to go. But I do again think good move throwing Vicky on it because that's one thing we did. He's always had a mouthpiece.
Yeah.
When he didn't, he was struggling. They brought Zelina Vega in. Now he's over there.
Yeah.
They put in Vicky on him. So he's a great talent. Let's see what they can do together. And Vicky's just. I mean, Vicky is just. No one draws heat like Vicky. No.
Yep.
No matter where she goes, which is hilarious because if you meet,
I still to this day have not heard. I still have not heard to this day anybody draw the heat that she has. I went Judgment Day 2-8, I believe it was, and the main event of that show, I believe, was Taker versus Edge, and Triple H versus Orton. Vicky had the damn loud heat of the night. Like she came out that just to this day I'm like, God, I've never heard anybody draw the heat that she has.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing. Which is funny because when you meet her, she's like one of the sweetest people ever. She's such a nice lady. Nobody hate on Granny. Everybody love everybody in the chat room. Name that movie. Everyone love everyone. JR won't be able to name the movie because he hates the guy who stars in it. But
is it Will Ferrell?
yeah, semi-pro when the basketball team.
I've never been able to make it through that whole movie.
I love that movie. I think it's hilarious.
A lot of people like it. I'm not. Hey, not complaining.
Yeah. Real quick, you said you were watching that season 1 UFC. Is that the one with Tommy Spear?
No, this one was Liddell versus Couture, and it was the one where like Forrest Griffin was on it and Josh Koscheck, all those guys.
Okay. All right. Yeah, because one of those first seasons, a guy from around here was on it, and he almost won it. I remember doing some ring announcing that some shows he was on. So, oh man, there it is. Did you just call me a jive turkey? I love it, guys. You guys are great, by the way. Everybody in the chat room, thanks for hanging out with us tonight. Zach, thanks for coming by.
Hey, Husky, how are you?
What's up, Husky?
Absolutely, man.
So Zach, tell us about what you got coming up on Shotgun Radio this the next episode. What you and maybe some of the past guests that you have on your road to the Hall of Fame series.
Yeah, on our next episode, we are going to have Miss Frankie J. She's going to be my interview here this week. We're going to tape that tonight, which will probably release on Thursday. Last week, we had the Big Picture on, and we also did a preview show with Big Ace for Saturday's big IPW show. We've had Bryce Jordan on. We've had James Jeffries on. Hopefully next week we'll have Heather Monroe on. I'm trying to confirm the date and time with her yet, though, on that. So we'll see. And hopefully I can line up a few guests. My goal was to do one guest a week starting a month ago. And thankfully, so far, I've been able to manage to do that. So yeah, it's been a lot of fun. Check us out over at Shotgun Wrestling Radio. And it's going to be a quick month. I have a feeling this month, I think it's going to fly by.
By the way, Golden Boy looks exactly like a young Gary Oldman.
I love that you.
I will not let it go.
I know
until it's acknowledged by people. They need to. It's the truth.
But it's true because as soon as I pulled the picture up, I was like, "Oh, you mean Gary Oldman?" Like as soon as I saw it, I was like, "I get it." Yeah, man. Check out those shows, though. Shotgun Wrestling. Yeah, and you know what's going to be like, I know for us it'll be real special this year because this will be our first time going, and you're going without your partner and our friend Zigman. So it'll be all kinds of special feels going on, and it'll be somewhat emotional for some of us knowing that a good friend won't be there with us this year. But, you know, we're going to have a really good time and do some really cool stuff that weekend and all that, hopefully honoring him as well. So.
How about you, Ace? You got anything coming up this week?
Yeah, absolutely. It's gonna be a blast.
Go ahead, Zach.
I was just gonna say it's gonna be a blast, man. I can't wait.
Yeah, it's gonna be amazing. I can't wait. Honestly, I don't. Yeah, we should have a new Briscoe and Big A show dropping sometime this week. Watch for it. VOCNation.com, the VOC Radio Nation. Find it wherever you find your podcast, Spotify, iTunes, all that stuff. Again, just look up the VOC Nation Briscoe Big A show. You'll find our latest episode there. We talk about the WWE firings, and Wes kind of goes into a little bit stuff on Braun Strowman, so you can hear all about that. Thank you, Taxi. And then yeah, I don't know if we're gonna record a new one this week since the other one's about to drop. So again, just make sure you check out VOC Nation on YouTube and wherever you get your podcasts and find the Briscoe Big A show. Check it out and enjoy the show. So Briscoe Big A show YouTube channel for exclusive content on there, such as vlogs and stuff from anything me and Wes are doing. So check that out as well. And then if you're in the Twin Cities area, it's sold out. But if you have tickets, we'll see you at First Wrestling at the Temple of Aaron. And then, if you're in Iowa, Des Moines area, come down, see IPW Impact Pro Wrestling Saturday night at the Forte Center. You will be able to see all three of us hang out and enjoy that evening. It's going to be a great show. I'm pumped to get on the microphone there with my good buddy Zach and then call some wrestling. And have some fun and get lost in the show. So it's going to be a good time. So
good deal. Zach, thanks again for being on with us. And also want to thank all of you guys that support
thanks again for having me, guys.
Absolutely. Thanks again to all of you guys that support our show. If you want to read the article that Patrick Strait wrote about our show, it's you can check it out on our Facebook page. I will probably at some point put a link up on our webpage too. By the way, we do have a webpage. It's 2count.com or the2count.com spelled out. But other than that, we appreciate all your support. We appreciate the hype train more than you know. You guys have a great rest of your week. I will see you tomorrow with Corey. Provided he's well enough, I guess. But otherwise, you guys take care of yourselves. We appreciate it, and we'll see you soon. Bye-bye.
Bye,